See if we can get some people watching.
Yes. Hello, and welcome to Famicast 126, your Famicast for the latter part of May 2018. I'm Danny Bivens, and today I'm joined by James Charlton.
X gonna give it to ya. Let's do it.
Yeah. And Ty Sugar.
You think you're gonna get it on your own? X gonna deliver it to you.
I would join in on the fun, but not familiar.
Come on, it's the best lyric up next.
Somebody.
What?
No, it's knock knock, open up the door. It's real with the nonstop pop up of stainless steel.
I was about to say that. I mean, come on.
Jeez,
you never watched Deadpool before?
Another guilty confession.
I just regularly listen to rap. What's up?
Okay. Well, we got another exciting episode of the Famicast for you here today.
Welcome to the Famicast, where we talk about Japan and video games.
And rap songs, and no.
Occasionally.
No, but as many of you guys know out there, we have been to BitSummit, and we're back, and we had an awesome time, played a lot of cool games, met a lot of really cool people. So James and I will be touching on that.
World famous.
World famous. Absolutely.
BitSummit coverage up in your ass.
Yeah.
We nailed that shit. What y'all got, Kotaku?
Yeah.
You ain't got shit.
Yeah.
Oh man,
we killing it.
Here's a picture of a funny thing in Japan.
Okay.
LOL. Clickbait headline, boys.
Yeah. Well, I would say we're also joined by Cyrus Delaney, and that's kind of true because right now he's sitting in the chat.
Oh, is he?
For this episode? Yeah. So hi, Cyrus.
Hi, Cyrus.
His comment: "What a bunch of nerds!" And it's like, well, yeah, of course.
Except he didn't say it like that.
No. Okay, James, go ahead and you got to do it. You got to do the voice.
What a bunch of fucking nerds there talking about the video games.
Spot on. All right. Well, let's just go ahead.
I thought you said Cyrus couldn't join us.
Well,
weird how he just popped in there.
Yes. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the show. I think we've kind of dragged this on for as long as we need to. So let's go ahead and kick off the show with a little bit of new business.
So this is non-BitSummit new business, right?
Yes.
This is what happened before and after BitSummit.
Yeah, and I'll talk about one thing in a little bit. But Ty, do you want to kick things off for us?
No, but I will.
Okay.
So I actually didn't play anything Nintendo related. I've been on a busy schedule of school stuff and going to the car festival. And
oh, that's what that was.
And playing Xbox games.
Are you achievement hunting as usual?
A little bit. I went ham on XCOM Enemy Within. It's like the expansion to Enemy Unknown, but it's its own disc, so you can just get it.
Yeah, and if people don't know that game, it's actually the prequel to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So, little known fact there.
Yes.
No. Yeah. So XCOM's fun. I think it would be great on Switch.
You're talking about touchy-feely controls, or just
it's pretty much like a
portable
strategy RPG / simulation, whatever. Like if you ever played like I don't know, Jagged Alliance or Final Fantasy Tactics, maybe old Fallout Tactics.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I played Final Fantasy Tactics and got really mad and stopped playing.
So you have dudes in tiles taking turns shooting the aliens, and you do a lot of base management at home. And it's a classic MS-DOS game reimagined for the past generation.
Can you play those games on like modern portable computers, personal computers?
Yeah. I mean, it's very, very much a PC game, and it also happens to be on Xbox.
It's funny that I think they were talking about that on maybe it was 8-4 Play, like how the PC is like one of the few kind of gaming systems where you can play games from 15, 20 years ago on current hardware, like because consoles obviously don't do that. You know, you're lucky
Yeah.
if you get one generation back. Never mind fucking 4 or 5 generations back, right?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So why I still have a Game Boy Advance, so I can play
Right.
the oldest of old Game Boy games.
Yeah, great system.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you about XCOM other than it's like really addictive, and I think it would be the perfect Switch game.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm getting ready to jump into XCOM 2 at some point. I bought it on like the Xbox spring sale or whatever they call it. A
I'm
sale.
gonna give it to you.
Yeah. Yep. Just threw it on the backlog. Yeah.
Nice.
And today. Oh wait! Before I get into the next thing,
Yeah.
I've been trying to get back into Dragon Ball Fighters. I kind of moved. Kind of moved. I extremely moved.
Yeah.
And it kind of disrupted my my daily ritual of playing it all day.
You lost your mojo.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back into it. I'm definitely behind on the technology. There's a couple more DLC characters now, and my buddy invited me to like a thing in a couple weeks, where you go and you play in a tournament. So hopefully I don't get blown up.
Fighting game video tournaments, they're a thing, right?
Yeah, I got to hit the lab. Yeah, and also there's a big balance patch too, so I have to unlearn some stuff.
There were a couple of characters that everyone was using, right?
Yeah,
is that now not
me.
the case? Right.
Yeah, Android 16, I believe he took a hard hit.
Okay, so that's no longer the case. Those 2 or whatever characters are no longer the only ones that people use now.
Yeah. Well, maybe they are. I don't know. People are still figuring stuff out.
Right.
I mean, I hear Cell is still pretty good. He was like one of the best characters prior as well. So I don't know. I am out of the loop. Like I said, I need to hit the books, hit the lab. It's too much like goddamn work,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
Video games, everyone. Entertainment.
Yeah, trying hard. Okay, and a highly anticipated game of this year just arrived on my Xbox like a couple hours ago.
Hello Kitty Cruises.
Yep, you nailed it. No, it's State of Decay 2.
Nice.
Noted, fun, popular zombie game.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I know that you played a ton of the first one and stuff. So what kind of sets this one apart from that?
Is this the one that you play like every month since it came out?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it had monthly challenges. All right, this one has co-op, which I believe was a thing they wanted in the first one, but they couldn't because of time or budget or whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, there's co-op in this one. You can invite your friends or just open up your game to drop in, and you do your zombie survivalist stuff, like digging through old houses looking for garbage.
But what about in the game?
Too real. Yeah, you dig around in houses looking for garbage, and you might get eaten by zombies sometimes.
Cool.
Right?
Do you get turned into a zombie, or you just die?
Good question. In the first game, your guy would just get torn apart. It was pretty gnarly, actually. So in this one, I don't know if you actually turn into a zombie or not. I'm sure it just, like, I haven't died yet. I'm sure it just reverts you to another character back at your base if it's like the first one. But this one now has like an active zombie plague, so you can get infected, and you have to you have to manage your infection, try to cure it with
Zombrex.
Yeah, Zombrex. Yeah, you have to go digging through trash to find Zombrex.
Somebody just handily threw some out last week.
Right? It's expired.
Right, yeah.
Maybe
Honey, did you check the date on the Zombrex? That expired last week. Throw it out. Right.
Sorry.
Right. Oh, and another thing you have to do in this new one that that just fucked me really hard is you have to manage your gasoline in cars.
Oh man, okay.
Right? So the first
as well.
Yeah, the first the first one you could just get a car and just drive it everywhere forever as long as you didn't, trash it too bad. And
Okay, right.
Yeah, now in this one you got to manage your gasoline, and some of these guys are real gas guzzlers.
That's interesting, actually. There aren't many games involving driving that have that element to it, right? Usually just cars are just infinite forever,
Yeah, that's right. And it's a resource you have to manage.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, like a criticism I would have of the first one is actually you don't really have to manage resources that much.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to, get stuff to build stuff, basically, in the first one.
It is a big part of like zombie movies, isn't it? Like, surviving the apocalypse kind of movies. It's all about, the car running out of gas and then, them in the middle of nowhere and dying.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like if you've ever watched like Walking Dead, and you wanted a game that's not like the Walking Dead visual novel-esque Telltale game, but like, where you actually deal with the same problems they have on the show all the time. Like, we need food, we need medicine, we need building supplies, we need the Baphomet dad.
Zombieland is a good one as well. If you haven't seen Zombieland, great movie.
Yeah. Yeah, the first one had a few Zombieland references in it, actually.
Oh, nice. Bill Murray?
No, but like the first time you opened your car door and killed a zombie, you get an achievement that says the little things.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's still a thing. You open up your car door and you bop a zombie.
With a cricket bat. Oh, no, that's Zombie U, isn't it?
Oh yeah, there were cricket bats in the first one. There were a lot actually for being set in Texas. Let me tell you.
Yeah, if the UK ever gets infected by zombies, we're golden, no problems. Plenty of cricket bats over there.
Everybody has one, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's got one.
Right. So I'm only a couple hours in, looking to go real hard on it, get every achievement, etc.
Get her done, son.
Yeah, what else? I was half expecting to see some characters from the first one in this game, but I haven't seen any of them yet. It's just like a fresh set of nobodies.
Zombie Dave, Carl, all the usuals.
Yeah.
I just made those up.
The special guest character, the neighbor from Plants vs. Zombies.
Right.
Yeah. So I hope they turn up, because there were some interesting characters in the first one. Let's see. Yeah, and especially the DLC. Okay, so in the first one, there was like the main story you could play, and then there was like an add-on like soon after. I think it was free, maybe, or cheap, where it was like an infinite survival mode.
Okay.
With a lot of unique objectives on its own. So I kind of think this new one just kind of combined them. We'll see. They were talking up having like a dynamic story generation.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I guess you just get like mission archetypes, and they switch characters around and stuff.
Okay.
I will report back on that.
Okay.
So that'd be cool. So, I mean, I think that might be an idea to be able to let you play the one mode forever if you want to. Yeah. I did hear, though, that there is a last mission, and it does end the game, so we'll see about that.
Huh, okay.
So I'm guessing, like, you can just, like, not do it. Hey. Yeah, so like I said, I just started it. Looking forward to going ham until I get my hands on Bloodstained.
Curse of the Moon?
Yeah. In a few days, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
the prequel, right?
Right. And then a few days later, it's going to be Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. So I'm.
Oh, that's right, man. I forgot how close it is. And it would be, I would say, hey, man, Switch version of Dark Souls coming out. Nope. But the remaster's coming out on every other system.
Yo. Yeah. So, like I said, I'm a busy boy.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to play the somebody made like a mashup Super Nintendo ROM of Link to the Past, Super Metroid. Have you guys seen this?
I saw that. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So
how does that work?
I guess when you go in a house or a dungeon or something, it switches to Super Metroid.
Oh, okay.
That's
amazing.
I was watching somebody streaming it a little bit, but I don't know about that. But I know, for example, if you have an item that you need in Metroid, you might have to be looking around for it. Or these items kind of pop up randomly. So
it's like random placement.
Yeah, you're playing Zelda and you get something for Samus, and then you can switch out or something like that.
Yeah.
What's it called? Metroid to the Past or something?
I forgot. If you just search on Kotaku, you could find it.
Yeah.
Underneath all the pictures of weird stuff, wacky stuff in Japan.
Never heard of it.
So I saw Kayan was playing it, and he's the guy that making that game I keep raving about.
Fight Night.
No. The 8-bit Castlevania one, Brave Earth.
Oh,
Brave Earth. Yeah, more on that later.
Yeah, please. That's the game I need in my life. Yeah, a dude has a great Twitter too. He posted pictures of Igarashi playing it. He's like, he's stealing my secrets. All right, so looking forward to that whenever I can get my hands on it. So that's what I've been playing in a nutshell. I mean, I played some other stuff, but it's all trash.
Cool. Well, actually, that's a nice transition because that's exactly what I've been playing. It's trash.
Nice.
Trash.
Yeah, literally.
Playing a literal trash simulator.
Yeah. If I was only so lucky. No, I just kind of like the last time before BitSummit and all that. I've been playing a little bit more of that arcade archive 10-yard fight. But
hey, talk about that again.
Yeah, I have a very special announcement to make.
Right.
So I was playing last night the caravan mode, which basically all of these games have a 5-minute mode where you can play, you can't pause, you can't save state stuff or basically whatever, and you just keep playing and get as high of a score as you can. So I was top 4 out of 37 people in the whole world. So,
in the whole world, 37 people bought this game.
37 people played caravan mode at least. So. Wow. At least 120 maybe bought it, so including myself.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
World purchases of that game, hundreds.
Nice.
Hundreds, literally 100 of people have purchased.
And 100.
Yes.
Good job.
But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much all I've been playing. There's a lot of life stuff, and then just kind of wrap up on BitSummit stuff, which we'll be talking about here.
You play games you hate quite a lot there, Danny.
No. Hey, I like this game. I mean, it's bullshit sometimes. Really, some of the mechanics I really hate. But it's,
you still play it.
Yeah, you get used to it. You kind of know how to get around it, and then you keep playing. And I'll probably keep playing this because I'm an idiot.
I don't think I play games like that.
Depends on what kind of mood I'm in, I guess.
No, that's not true. I completed Super Mario Sunshine, so.
Oh. Well, you completed it, right?
Yeah, ridiculous.
I don't do that.
Hated most of it, but still did it. I'm an idiot.
Nice.
Shame on me.
All right. Well, aside from Super Mario Sunshine, what else have you been playing?
Oh yeah, I've been playing a good game. Sounds like I've got the best game of the bunch this week.
Okay.
This episode, Celeste. I've been waiting for the Japanese release for a while, and then I think it was 10th of May or something. It came out finally here, and downloaded that day one, and it's a very good game. This game got 10 out of 10 everywhere, and Ty, I think this is the game for you, and I'm kind of surprised that you're not really talking about it or haven't bought it already. I believe it's on everything, right? Celeste?
Let's look.
Okay. While Ty looks to see if it's on Xbox. So this is like, so Meat Boy. I enjoyed Meat Boy, and this is very similar to Meat Boy, except that the visuals a lot more appealing to me. Anyway, I know Ty is probably more of a fan of the gore effect aesthetic, but like this is more like like a cutesy kind of 16-bit platformer. It's probably as hard as Meat Boy, but just the aesthetic is a lot more appealing. And Celeste, like the main character, she's no, she's not called Celeste actually. Sorry, Meredith, I think it's called. I forgot what the main character is called. Anyway, Celeste is the name of the mountain that she's trying to climb. Sorry?
It's Madeline.
Oh, Madeline, thank you. Yes.
Get this joker out of here.
I said Meredith, close enough.
Close enough.
So yeah, she's trying to climb this mountain, for whatever reason, to prove her worth, kind of thing. So the aesthetic, I mean, like the world map is kind of like a 3D kind of thing, but it's just very artistically done. And the worlds itself, the worlds themselves are like 16-bit, like I said, and each one's got like a different look to it. And as you climb up the mountain, it's just got like a different world. And she's got a much bigger moveset than the Meat Boy. Like if you hold down R, you grab the wall, and you do have stamina, so you will eventually slide down and let go. And she's got like an air dash. And obviously you got wall jumps. And then, they start to introduce extra things, like things in the stage that you can kind of jump onto or into, and then they'll propel her onwards or something like that. So you can get like maybe 2 or 3 air jumps going, so that you have to plan ahead. And it's very similar in that you die but you get straight back to the screen. And unlike Meat Boy, where it's like just kind of one enclosed stage and then you complete it and you move on to the next one, this is more like it's like a almost like a platformer level. It's got several kind of screens that you have to get through to get to the end, kind of thing. So each screen,
this looks like is very inspired by I Want to Be the Guy, which I'm guessing you guys have not played yet, despite my prodding.
No. I saw a Let's Play of that. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yo,
that's fucking ridiculous.
It's a man's game.
Danny, in case you don't know what it is, it's the most fucking trolling game you've ever seen. It's just like constantly trolling you to kill you every 5 seconds.
I'm just a boy. I can't play these type of games.
It's so stupid. So Celeste is, like Meat Boy, it's a very fair game. You only die because it's your own fault. There's no trolling in this game. It's hard, but you're not being trolled. The only trolling is the one that you do to yourself when you fuck up.
Okay, so it's basically I Want to Be the Guy, but fair.
Yeah, exactly. But I think because the visuals are a lot more appealing. I mean, definitely more more than I Want to Be the Guy. Fucking hell, that looks like a fucking Flash game from the 90s.
Yo, stolen assets. What's up?
Yeah. Yes.
I hope you saw the giant Zangief.
Mike. Oh, I thought you were gonna say Mike Tyson.
The Mike Tyson was good, and so was like the giant Birdo.
Fucking stupid.
Oh, Birdo's in there too, huh?
Like it's Danny, you're playing Zelda, then you're playing fucking Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and it's fucking all just ripped off. It's fucking stupid. Anyway,
it's great.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Celeste is a genuinely good game, and everyone should be playing this. And the it's really good. Like the music, I mean, it's got a story. I mean, I know Meat Boy has a story, but it's it's not really part of the game, is it? It's like whatever. It's just a fucking goal to get to the end, right? But like this one actually has a genuine story, and so you're actually meeting like little non-playable characters on your way, and you're talking to them, and and they it's nothing. You don't need to talk to them, to progress in the game, but it's just like it just kind of adds to the whole atmosphere and the world building, and it just kind of adds so many layers. There are so many. I mean, there are probably hundreds of like balls hard flat platformers out there. Just like give you a fucking balls hard challenge to do, and it's like, yeah, fucking do this shit. But you know, Celeste is just kind of like this beautiful kind of like, you know, layer cake. You know, they just added all these beautifully designed layers to it. You know, like the graphics, the sound, the music, the story, you know, the aesthetic, everything is just so beautifully made, and it just feels like such a nicer package than any of those games. And I'm putting it, well, I haven't completed it yet, but like I think I'm on like World 3. But like I already like it more than Meat Boy. Like just from like there's more variety in the moves, like I said, and the world, and yeah, all the other things like the story and everything. It just like, it's just really, really amazing. I can see why it got so many 10s now, because it's just got like, yeah, just so beautifully crafted. It's quite a small team. I think it's only like, you know, very small, like less than 10 people made this game. In I think Canada, somewhere in Canada. And I guess it it does have a very Canadian aesthetic to it. It's like, you know, climbing a big snowy mountain.
I'm sure it's not made.
Right. But yeah, it's really nice, and I think, you know, I think the story does go somewhere, and you know, I'm trying to avoid as many spoilers as I can, but you know, people often drop, you know, hints that, you know, this game goes places. You know, it's got like a lot of variety to it, you know, which to me hints, you know, there's going to be, you know, they mix up the gameplay a lot, so they're constantly like adding more stuff onto the main gameplay. Like when you start off, you don't have like the dash move, for example. You get that quite quickly, but like the world that I've just started now, you've got like, you know, kind of flowers to bounce on that propel you higher up and stuff like that, and then these blocks that you can grab onto, and then you can actually move them up and down, like using the D-pad up and down. You can actually control it and to get places you need to be. In the stage just before the world that I just completed, they had these kind of like water bubbles that you jump into, and the water, you hold a direction and it'll blast you out the water. And that doesn't count as a jump, so you can blast out of the water and then jump. So it's kind of like, you know, you got two jumps to do that. And you know, you can jump in all directions with that, like every cardinal direction. So there is like a lot of nuance. You really do have to like you know, think about, you know, it is almost like you know, sometimes when you get like a really hard screen that's just fucking kicking your balls, you do have to memorize like every direction. It's like, you know, up, left, right, dash, right. You know, it is almost like a, you know, like a fighting game command list or something like that on the really hard screens. You know, you really have to fucking nail some of them. But you know, they're not all like that. You know, some of them you can do on first try. Other times they'll be fucking, you know, 120 tries. You know, for like just one screen. It's just like insane, you know, insane. But you know, it's just instantly loading, so you never frustrated. You know, it's straight back in there, so it never feels like 120 deaths. You know. Yeah. And there are like collectibles like these strawberries that are kind of put way out, you know, so they're always like tempting you, and they're also really fairly done. Like if you like, usually on a platformer, like you would have to collect the token, the coin or whatever, and then you'd have to complete the level to get it right. And if you die without getting to the end of the level, then you lose the coin and you have to do it again, right? This is a lot fairer. So like you grab the strawberry, and the next platform that you land on with your feet, it'll save it. So like as long as you're touching the floor, even if you're in the middle of a screen, you haven't like got to the edge of the screen, you haven't gotten to the next screen yet, it doesn't matter. As long as you land and you set your foot, the strawberry disappears and it goes onto your account. And I really appreciate that kind of thing, because, you know, doing the same, you know, you often like when you're trying to get like collectibles and stuff, like you might try for the first 10 times and you'll get it, and then you'll die just before reaching the end, and you just, oh, fuck it, fuck that collectible, I'm not going to bother getting it. And you just kind of give up. But like this one, it's like, no, just get it and just land on the floor and you'll be fine. Sometimes that is hard to do. Like sometimes there's no fucking safe place to land under the strawberry. You know, you do have to do a lot of, you know, stuff after that. But you know, it's I really appreciate that kind of like that kind of level of thought that went into it. And there are some like extra harder unlockables to do, like B sides and C sides, which are like, you know, I guess Meat Boy would be the the Dark World, I guess. Is that what it's called, Ty? Dark World?
In what? Zelda?
In Meat Boy? No, in Meat Boy.
Yeah.
It's Dark World, isn't it?
I believe it's Dark World.
Yeah. So like, Meat Boy, you unlock the Dark World, and then it's like a, basically just a harder version of the level you just completed. This one is, I believe, they're kind of unique stages. They kind of branch off like from the main part of the stage, but they're like, much, much harder. And then I also heard there's like Seaside, which is like, ridiculous. Forget about it. I'm not going to bother with like, doing the B-sides and the C-sides. I just want to like, enjoy the main story and, just enjoy that path. I'm never really, in my, my schedule and my, I almost said age. Don't sound like an old geezer, but I don't have time for the 100% anymore. I just like to go for the main story and then just see the credits and enjoy it, that kind of way. Yeah. And I'm probably going to do it with Celeste as well. And even when you get the strawberries, it says you don't have to get these strawberries. Like the game literally says, there's no reward for getting the strawberries. All it does is like let you brag to your friends. It's like you really don't have to get them if you don't want to. It's like so in a way it kind of makes you want to get them more, but also if you're not the kind of person that cares about that, you really don't have to do it. Mm-hmm. And also like it says never be ashamed of your death count. That's like a badge of honor. So it's like that means you've gone through your paces, you've earned it, kind of thing. So and it doesn't record your deaths with each world as well. So sometimes it's like, holy shit, I died that many times on that one world. Fucking hell.
We have a comment from our good buddy Chris in the chat, Chris Blackstone.
What up, Chris?
Yeah, about Celeste, he says, every time I died in Celeste, I would learn a little bit more about the mechanics, making it easier to get through the levels. And it's very clever in how it doesn't feel frustrating when you die a couple hundred times in the same level. So
yeah, exactly. It's very encouraging, even though it's like balls hard, it's not laughing at you or like, taunting you or whatever, or trolling you. It's like, come on, you could do it, man. You could do this, That's kind of what like the whole story is, without completing it. I don't know what the ultimate story is, story beats are, but, I get that feeling. It's like, you're climbing this mountain to prove something to yourself. And gosh, damn it, you're going to do it. whether you die 5,000 or 10,000 times. So, yeah. Well, it seems weird to say I highly recommend it when it's fucking won every award under the sun and
cult classic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cult classic. But yeah, I could see this being in a lot of people's top 10s at the end of the year. We'll see how we go. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. And yes, it is hard, but it's enjoyable as well.
Neat. I'll pick that up on a sale probably.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Ty, it's just a no-brainer. You just have to play it.
Oh, maybe I should skim the Game Pass to see if it's on there randomly.
All right. Cool. So I think we're done for new business, are we done?
Yeah, that's right. So let's go ahead and move on to kind of a special feature, a little bit of talk about BitSummit.
World exclusive. Probably.
Yes. So thanks to our very generous patrons on Patreon, me and James were able to go down to Kyoto and basically check out BitSummit for the first time ever.
We did it.
Yeah, better late than never, I guess, right?
We asked, they provided, and we done it. Yeah. We did it. Thank you. Seriously, this is amazing. Never thought we could do it, but we did it.
Yeah.
Already looking forward to next year.
Yes.
Man, before we get into it, Danny, just general feelings on the event. Was like, I enjoyed this like a million times more than any TGS that I've ever been to. It wasn't even close.
This is just so much better than TGS. I mean, I remember just reading some kind of comments on Twitter, and sometimes at TGS you see parents there with their kids on like the public days, and I'm thinking in my head, what the hell are you doing? I mean, the kids, it's just basically like Disneyland here on a weekend for TGS. If you want to go to Disneyland with your family, you're going to be waiting 3 or 4 hours to ride one ride. You can ride 2 rides all day. That's what TGS is like if you go there on
okay.
a public day.
That's interesting that you went there. I was more like, you know, the women with the, you know, boobs hanging out.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought you were going to say that, you know, taking your
No.
kids and there's dad posing with a, you know, booth babe.
That's just, you know, par for the course. Yeah, that's.
I mean, literally one year you could play a game by sticking your head through 2 ginormous breasts, right?
Real breasts or fake ones?
These were the size of the fucking wall, mate.
So real, got it. No,
yeah, it's not like that. BitSummit is like, these are like gamers. These are like, you know, game creators, obviously.
Yeah.
Showing off their wares, and it's like, yeah, you did see families there, like dads and, you know, sons and daughters taking and they totally feel safe for that, you know.
Yeah.
I think they purposefully selected, you know, a wide variety of games to be shown there, and I think they on purposely kind of left out the kind of porn games and everything like that. Yeah,
and I think that, you know, this is just kind of a theory of mine, but I was thinking, you know, because BitSummit has just been getting more and more popular. This is the 6th one that they've done.
Oh yeah, you're thinking, oh shit, it's going to turn into TGS in a couple of years.
Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, they're going to make a Tokyo version or something, or just move it to Tokyo. But it almost seems like they're deliberately keeping it in Kyoto, and I don't even know if that's even the biggest venue that they have in Kyoto. But that's what they use, and it's fine. I mean, it's big enough that it can accommodate all the people in the games. It's not. I never felt like as crowded. Like I do at TGS, where you feel gross just walking through the sea of nerds, you know?
That's weird, isn't it? Because like the BitSummit was probably, you could fit BitSummit in one of the halls in TGS, right? And TGS has 6, 7, 8 halls.
Yeah.
So it's literally like 8 to 10 times bigger TGS is than BitSummit.
But I mean,
it didn't feel as crowded. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, with TGS, you got the thing where you got big developers and publishers and stuff coming that have massive booths that have really crazy, intricate designs. I mean, that's part of the reason why it takes up so much room. And then you
that's true.
Pack that with people, it's just awful.
You get one hall, but you only have like 2 publishers in there.
Sometimes, man.
BitSummit was 80 games in one hall, but it didn't feel as crowded. It's yeah, it's weird. A lot of smaller. I mean, literally just a desk, a computer, or a console, and that was it. You know, a couple of chairs. So yeah, it felt more like the Evo. I mean, well, Evo was more crowded though, but like, you know, it was more like that kind of community.
Yeah,
it's more definitely like a family kind of, you know, a family in the sense that, you know, people, you know, friends.
Yeah,
friends of family.
Yeah.
Right? That kind of vibe. So yeah, much enjoyed. I mean, we had Liam on, didn't we, from the Final Games podcast, and he said, you know, he kind of sold us on it, didn't he? At the time, he was like, you know, it's amazing, you have to go and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and he was right. He was right. He didn't oversell it at all. He was literally right.
Ever since hearing him talk about that last year, I was thinking, like, all throughout the years, like, man, we really need to go to BitSummit, because this is, especially now with a lot of like Switch stuff coming and all that, it was just the perfect place to be.
Right. And the off-air conversations we had were also very interesting.
You and me? Or?
No, with Liam. We can't talk about those. But anyway.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. But so yeah, we have a Fami chatting going up on the website, which is like where we just run through all the games that we played, like literally in order. Like we had a diary. Well, I mean, there were so many games. We had like we had to set appointments about which games we were going to see. So of course we picked out all the Switch games, but then when we got there were even more games than were on the list. So there were like, you know, for example, Dangan, and they had like 10 Switch games there, and they weren't even on the list. It was like, fuck, there's another 10 games to add on, you know. So it was kind of like a rush near the end. Like we literally didn't have time to play everything. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So like physically, we needed like maybe 5 people there to cover everything. So we tried our damnedest. God damn it. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've probably seen the people listening have probably seen the YouTube channel by now. We've published like, I don't know, 20, 30 videos.
Like, maybe 25 videos.
Yeah. There's only 2 of us, man.
Yeah.
So We're going to have to get more patrons and more money to make sure everyone can go next time.
Yeah, no
More
kidding.
money.
Yeah. Seriously, we need more people.
All right.
So yeah, let's go. The diary. Danny, have you got it open?
Yep.
Right then. So the first, well, we'd have to talk about every game that much. But
Sure.
the first appointment and first game we had was a game called Ultimate Selfie.
Yeah, I mean,
one guy made this.
yeah. And I just didn't know what was going on with the game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little cute anime girl, and like the screen is kind of like, looks like a camera, and she's just kind of like dashing around collecting points, and that was kind of it. It kind of felt like a student game, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, good job, you made a game on Switch, but you know,
He's a relatively young guy too. So I
yeah,
mean,
exactly. Yeah, good luck to him.
yeah, yeah.
Seriously, it needs more content, I would say.
Yeah, but I mean, as with all of these games that we played at all the ones that we played, they're all pretty much, in some kind of a demo form or incomplete form. So that's
yeah. Most of them were incomplete. Not all of them. Some of them were secretly the full game.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one wasn't. Next one, Danny, only you played this one. I think She Remembered Caterpillars.
Yeah. So that's the
most indie title ever.
Yeah, it's a puzzle game. You're basically you're controlling a bunch of like different, I forgot the term, but like these little different characters. And you're trying to basically get to certain points on the map, and it's a puzzle game. Really bright and colorful, and yeah, we did an interview with one of the producers or one of the guys that deal with the publishing, and that's up on YouTube, so you can check that out.
Yeah. This whole segment, we should just make it into one long now playing on the Famicast.com. So the first one, let's do that, so we don't have to do it in the middle of the show.
That's a very good point. I'm
so
probably going to
the first one.
But...
No, don't do the music.
Yeah.
But the first game, Ultimate Selfie, we have a interview with the developer and gameplay. So yeah, if you want to see it, and same for She Remembered Caterpillars. Next one, Sinner: Sacrifice for Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been mentioned on like the IGN podcast and stuff. I think they got hands on with it maybe a couple of months ago. But this is a newer build, and we played it actually on the Switch, which is which I believe was new. So you could play it portably and on the TV. We played it on the TV, right?
But James, as you know, like the weird kind of funny thing when we were playing it, I don't remember if we were playing it docked or probably docked, but like right next to like I think like a 4K version of the game that was running,
right.
And that was just kind of hilarious. But
yeah, they had the PS4 Pro next to the Switch, But it looked comparable. I mean, seriously, it didn't look that much different.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad, and you can see in our video that we have as well. It definitely looks sharp. It runs pretty smooth.
So this, in case you don't know what this is, it's basically like basically like a Dark Souls game, but without the kind of adventuring part. It's just the bosses.
Yeah,
it's basically a boss rush mode. So you've only got this little hub, and you basically touch a stone, and it takes a power off you, one of your powers off you, and then you go in and you fight the boss. So, and then you beat that boss, and then you go back to the hub, and then you have to touch another stone, and it'll take another power off you. So basically, with each boss you kill, to get onto the next boss, you have to remove one of your powers. So you're actually leveling down. It's getting more and more difficult. So like, it could be like stamina or speed or strength, right? So you have to like judge. It's like, okay, this boss is like fast, so I need to make sure I've got my speed for this boss, whatever. It's kind of almost like a Mega Man kind of way of thinking, I guess, with the bosses, right? Like in Mega Man, there's a best way to tackle all the bosses, right? With the weapons and stuff.
Sure, right.
So it's kind of like that. But it looks like a Dark Souls game.
Yeah. Another game that they kind of try to compare it to as well was Shadow of the Colossus. I don't know if there's
visually, yeah.
I mean, Shadow of the Colossus has you fighting. You don't fight any minor characters at all, but there's a lot more exploration type of stuff going on. And
this one there was no exploration whatsoever,
as far as we know.
Right. But. Yeah. And there's like the last boss is always the same. I think I remember him saying, right? Was it like 7 bosses, and then the 8th one is the last boss, or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So this is like barely running on Switch. They kind of made it sound like, okay, we got it in 720p running on docked mode, but if you undock it, I think he said it goes down to like 540 or something like that, or like really, really low.
Rocket League did that type of stuff too.
Yeah,
but they try to keep the frame rate, rock solid.
Exactly, yeah. It's to keep the frame rate, so they just, kept on pushing down the resolution until it fit. So, but it works, So yeah, it was fucking balls hard. Neither me nor Danny, we both played it, and neither of us could beat a single boss. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
like
Ty, you would have laughed.
Get alert.
He said, like we're fighting this boss, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is the harder one. I'll put it on the easier one." Still fucking died immediately.
I mean, this is kind of one of those type of games where your moves they have to be very deliberate. And if you're kind of just going in smashing buttons like I was doing at first, obviously that's not going to work.
Yeah, this is like a roll, one hit, roll. It's
but if you roll too much, you'll run out of stamina.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and then you got like there's this like big kind of female looking boss, right, with a massive dress, and she had like electric attacks and projectile attacks and all these kind of things. It's like so many ways to die, and you die very quickly. So it's like, yeah, you really need to memorize all those bosses. But if you die on the boss, you don't have to like redo the other ones. So like, you don't need to worry about that. Once you've beaten the boss, that's done. But the amazing thing is, even if you beat a boss, if you kind of regret removing a certain power, you can actually put it back, and the boss will be resurrected.
Oh,
so that was like really hard. It's like, okay, it's like, oh, I wish I hadn't removed the the speed boost. Give it back, and then that boss will come back, and then you can defeat another boss and then go back to that one. So yeah, I guess speedrunners are gonna love that game as well.
Woo.
So yeah. And yeah, for that we have a gameplay video if you want to watch me and Danny die a lot, and we also have the developer interview. What was he? He was a programmer, wasn't he?
Yeah, what was it? That might have been the case. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, cool. Cool glasses, that guy.
Yeah.
Next one, I didn't get to play this one, but this one, I think some people have seen images of this. This is Above, and this is like the little red plane game. It's like a plane-based adventure, like aeroplane. Yes.
Yeah, I got to play the demo and also interview the CEO of I think it's CEO and co-founder of the company. The company's called Mighty Moth and stuff. And yeah, like James said, this is a game you're basically controlling around this little biplane, and that according to him, it's like that's like the character of the game. Even though that you can at times get out of the plane and do stuff and upgrade it and stuff, the main focus is this little plane and basically going around and doing things, collecting items, helping people, stuff like that. The version that we got to play was, and so like, first of all, like
it was portable only, wasn't it?
Yeah, and this is like a pre-alpha version of the game. He doesn't know for sure if it's going to be coming to the Switch.
Despite us playing it on the Switch.
Yeah, but I mean, literally, it was like, the Xbox version or PC version that was just on a Switch. I mean, so
yeah, that was weird, wasn't it? Like it was like push X, but then you push X on the Switch and it doesn't do anything, and then you have to press Y because Xbox's X and Y is reversed, right? That was really weird. I think there was another game like that as well.
Oh yeah, there were.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was pretty fun. I mean, it was cool just getting to kind of fly around. It seems kind of like a bit of a relaxing game. I think he did say that there are bosses though, so
yeah, the poster of it shows like a kind of kraken kind of coming up from the water and like attacking the plane. So I think there are bosses, and he said there were things to like attract it. You can like either lure it away,
flares,
yeah, I think. And then he said he kind of hinted that there was going to be weapons later in the game.
Yeah,
but he's not showing that stuff yet.
Yeah, I mean, with that, like I said, we have an interview with the developer, and then we kind of have like a playthrough where I'm holding the Switch, and you can actually see me playing on the actual Switch. And
might not be coming to the Switch, but Danny's playing it on the Switch.
Yeah, yeah, So you can see that, and also we have that's there and stuff. We weren't able to get any direct capture footage of that on the show.
That was a shame because we brought our capture equipment with us. Thanks again to the patrons for supplying that. so we were ready to capture stuff, but we needed a dock to do that. Because we have a portable dock, but then as we talked about maybe a couple of episodes ago, third-party docks have started bricking systems, so we didn't want to like go around bricking developers' switches. So we decided not to risk that. So yeah, unfortunately, there were a couple of games where we couldn't actually capture it directly, but we got some footage after the event, so we threw that up there, so it's all there on the YouTube channel. Next, we ran from that, playing that, to our Koji Igarashi interview.
Oh yeah.
So this is me and Danny going to interview the Castlevania guy, despite neither of us really liking or playing Castlevania games.
I have a bit more Castlevania background than James, but I'm not like any type of a guru or anything.
I am.
Yeah.
Can I help you guys?
What would you have asked Igarashi?
Damn, I had a good question too. I don't remember if I sent it to you guys. I wanted to ask, how did you assemble the all-star musician lineup?
Okay.
Okay.
For what? For Bloodstained?
Yeah, for Bloodstained.
Okay. Money.
Money.
Are we talking like a Super Smash Brothers level of like every good composer in the world on it?
It's pretty intense. Let's see if I have the list somewhere. I think he had Jake Kaufman and Mitsuru Yamane and some guy that was on some Beat Mania games. And gosh, who was the other one? Somebody awesome. It was the Mega Man 9 guy.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, that's a wild ride right there.
Yeah, so Igarashi was quite different from the image I had in my mind. He's a very, I mean, he must be getting on a bit now, right? I don't know how old he is, but he was a very kind of like, gentle, old guy,
Yeah.
Did he have the hat?
Yeah.
He had his hat. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the hat.
Yeah, it's So
after the interview, he took it off and put on another hat, though.
Yeah. It's like
he's leaving. He's going to leave.
It did feel like I'm off to do my shop, my weekly shop, at the supermarket. It's like he didn't have the kind of celebrity game producer kind of vibe to him as some other people that we interviewed did. Yeah. But he was a very nice guy, and he answered all of my stupid questions. And I think I got away with him. Not knowing that I don't play Castlevania games, for all he knew, I was an expert.
Well, if you watch that interview, which it'll be going up on Friday, this week.
Friday.
But there's one point where it sounds like he actually gets almost kind of mad at like one of the questions he asks.
Well, I think I was asking about the Switch version of Bloodstained and how it was like progressing and stuffing, and if it was going to be different from the other ones. And basically, Too Long Didn't Read version is that no, it's progressing well and it's progressing along the same lines as the other ones. It is a little bit harder to program for, or not program for, but like to fit onto the system. Just its difference in power.
Right.
So, but they are doing it, and it is on par, and there's nothing to worry about. So, and he has played it. He said he has played the Switch version, and it's running great. So no worries there.
Yeah.
Because they had to basically bin the Wii U version, didn't they?
Yeah.
Throw that in the trash and get working on the Switch version.
Yep.
A tale eternally retold.
Yeah.
Right. Oh man, there's so many like embarrassing pleading for Wii U versions of games from like a couple of years ago. They all look so fucking embarrassing now. It's like.
Not me. I was saying throw it in the trash from like month 1.
So yeah, give that a watch. Give that a listen. It's awesome. Igarashi. It's been like Danny fully subtitled the interview into English. It's totally amazing.
Yeah.
And weirdly, he also subtitled what I was saying in case any Americans couldn't understand my English. I
found it absolutely necessary. I had to use Google, to help me out with that.
Google Translate.
Yeah.
British to American.
Yeah.
And then right after him, we interviewed Suda51.
Yeah.
Whoa!
And he was like very wildly different because we've got Igarashi is kind of an older guy, and then Suda's a much younger guy, very energetic, funny, like cracking jokes all the time, and super super cool guy to talk to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was, Danny, I don't know if you caught on to the fact, but like when we were outside the interview room, like there was a kind of like little meeting room where all the celebrities were coming in to get interviewed, and like two guys came along, and like I think the first guy was like a PR guy, and he was like,
Grasshopper guy,
yeah, Grasshopper producer, and he was like, oh yeah, so you're going to be interviewing Suda. There's this thing in Japanese, like where people talk about people in the third person, like even if they're present. So like for example, in this case, I would say I'll be talking to Danny. I would say, hey, so Ty is coming on the show today. Even though Ty's right there, right?
Right.
So like there's that thing in Japanese. So he was like talking about Suda and stuff. I was like, yeah. I was like really looking forward to interviewing Suda. And then the guy standing next to him said like, hi, I'm Suda. I was like, oh, okay. Because he was quite different from like pictures and stuff. So like I'd never seen him in real life before. So like seeing him that close and stuff like that. And he was wearing a Nintendo t-shirt, like Nintendo Switch t-shirt, because I think he'd just been on stage or something like what was it? Well, yeah, I guess for No My Heroes. Travis Strikes Again, right?
Right.
So he was probably just working for Nintendo at that point.
Yeah.
So it totally threw me.
He has like some kind of funny comments in that interview. If you haven't checked it out about that, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, you have to watch that interview if you haven't already. It's really really funny.
Yeah, I ran into him in the elevator at some point, like afterwards and stuff, and I was chatting with him a bit and stuff, and I don't know why, but like on the elevator, because I think I told him I was like, yeah, I'm married, my wife's Japanese, da 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 da, and then like we're kind of sitting on the elevator, and he's like, oh, so what language do you like argue with your wife in? I was like, wait, what? And then he's like, okay, see ya. Okay. So,
to which you answered?
Yeah, I was just kind of taken aback, like, what? And then he left. He had to go. So yeah, I never got to end it. I just scream. I don't even actually say any words in any language.
Weirdly, Danny actually argues with his wife in Chinese.
It's so weird.
So after that interview, we went back to the show floor and we checked out Semblance. So this is by these guys are from South Africa, right?
Right.
Which is like one hell of a trip, right? South Africa to Japan. Wow.
Kidding.
Good luck to them. So Semblance is like this. It kind of reminds me of like a bunch of games I've played before. Maybe like, oh man, I can't remember what these. Like there was a bunch of like iOS games where like you kind of like tilt the thing, and it's like very kind of like not Flash, better than Flash games, but like just kind of monotone colored games. There's a bunch of platformers. We've probably all played at least one of those. It's kind of like visually it looks like that, but you've got direct control of the guy, and it's like just a blob basically. But when you hit a platformer, the platformer actually deforms. So if you hit it from underneath, then it'll bend upwards into like a bridge shape, and then vice versa. If you jump on top, you can actually slam down and then make it go downwards. So you can do all sorts of crazy stuff with that. So like it starts off with just kind of like pushing platformers up to get to higher places, but then you can kind of bash into the wall and then like make a dent in the wall, and then you can kind of like, it's kind of like their equivalent of wall jumping.
Yeah.
So like you can't wall jump, but you can like smash into the wall and make a little gap in the wall for you to like rest in. So you can do kind of that wall jumping that way. So basically you're just like collecting things around the world, but it's like how you collect it is by deforming the world little by little to like get these things. I don't know what they are, like fruit or something that kind of fill up a tree, and then that unlocks the next stage. And it got really difficult very quickly. It's like you got these like lasers and stuff, and so when you're hitting the ground, the lasers are kind of moving, and then that kind of blocks you, and then you can no longer jump. So you have to think about like forming the ground so that it tilts the laser away from where you need to go and stuff. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain, but check out the gameplay. We've got a gameplay video and the developer interview video for this. So yeah, we talked to the lead programmer for that, who's like some kind of like mathematical genius that basically programmed it on his own. So yeah, definitely check that out. So yeah, we played that on the Switch, and I think it's Switch only, isn't it? I think he said that.
It might be.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
And it was this guy's like first attempt at programming for Switch, so it's like for that reason alone, it's quite impressive.
Yeah.
So next one, Danny, you played more of this than me because you killed me.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
No, it was a co-op game, but it's got friendly fire on, right?
Yeah. So this game, it's called Juicy Realm. Developer it's Basecamp. Okay.
Juicy Realm.
Yeah, and this kind of has some vibes of like games like Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Like that's immediately what I thought of when I started playing this. Even though it's a little bit different, a little bit more free forming. It's like kind of like dual stick in the terms of like aiming your guns and stuff like that. And like James said, that we could play co-op. I think you could play up to 4 players. So we had to like just to see if we could. We asked the developers or publishers or whoever the hell was there if they could get us another controller so that James and I could play together.
Because they said like, yeah, it's multiplayer. It's like, well, there's only one controller here.
Yeah.
And I was like, so can we split the Joy-Cons off? And it's like, well, if it's not programmed for that yet. So
yeah.
they hadn't programmed in the split Joy-Con mode yet.
Mm-hmm.
So they found us an extra Switch controller, right?
Yeah, they did. So we got to play together, and we have that whole little thing. It's up on YouTube, so you can see the gameplay for that. I mean, the art is really colorful, and it looks really great. I don't remember any slowdown or anything like that, but
I guess like Plants vs Zombies also reminded me a little bit visually. Yeah.
It's very like kind of like 2D, really nice like sprites and stuff like that.
Yeah. But it was fun. I mean, it made me realize I really don't like playing with the Switch Joy-Con. What do you call that mode?
Oh, the grip.
Slot it into the grip, because I exclusively play with the Pro controller. Mm. So like, anytime I get given that, I'm just like, ugh, I can't do this. The sticks feel small, the buttons are out in the wrong place, and stuff like that.
I mean, and they are. I mean, it's definitely different. That's true.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they're meant for portable play. I don't know, when you put them on the Switch, I'm fine with it. But it's like when they're in that grip thing, it just feels wrong. It's weird. I don't know. Okay. I just can't get used to the balance of it.
I get you.
So yes, I believe they were from China, weren't they? The publisher was from China. Maybe that was just for the Asian version that they were doing.
Sure.
Maybe. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
And
after that, we had to kind of haul ass a little bit.
Right. We had to run back to the interview room straight after that.
Yeah.
For our Dylan Cuthbert interview.
Yeah.
And I was super excited about this because we've bumped into Dylan a bunch of times at TGS, just like randomly. Always been on. Well, to be honest, he's been in the Sony booth. He's never anything to do with Nintendo, because it's a long time ago since he's been anything to do with Nintendo, and we talked about that in the interview. Mm-hmm. But he's back. He's back with Nintendo, baby. Well, now he's more like multi-platform, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's like PS4, Switch. I'm not sure about Xbone, but like Pixel Junk Monsters 2. That's what he was there to kind of sell. And also Q Games, his company, were also there just as a sponsor. I think they're one of the biggest sponsors. They got a lot of connections to the BitSummit anyway, haven't they? Because James Milkey is like the founder of BitSummit. He used to work for Q Games. There was a cool, like, I can't remember what year it was, but it was maybe like over 5 years ago now. I actually bumped into James Milkey, Dylan Cuthbert, and John Davis, all now working for separate companies, but they all used to work for Q Games. And they were doing this thing like running around TGS with like a camera around their necks.
Oh, right. I remember.
They were live streaming it, and then I got included as part of the live stream because I was chatting to them while they were wearing those cameras. And it's funny because now John Davis actually helps organize BitSummit. James Milkey, founded BitSummit, and Dylan Cuthbert is now a sponsor of BitSummit. So it's funny how those things work out. But the interview was super cool, and I could have talked to Dylan for like an hour. You know, it was like by the end of it, I was like, okay, that's part 1 of my interview done. You know, I could easily go have a part 2 and a part 3. You know, so yeah, maybe at 2GS or maybe next year at BitSummit. Who knows?
Right. And just so you guys know out there too, if you for whatever reason don't like watching videos, I went through the painstaking process of transcribing every single thing so that if you want to read it, you can. That's available. I kind of organized it kind of like an Iwata Asks, complete with the little laughs type of thing as well. So,
James laughs like an idiot.
Yeah, so check that out.
Did you really have to write idiot so many times?
Well, I mean, again, I said this early in the show. The shoe fits, you know. Shit.
True story. So then after that, it was the end of the show. It was basically closing time. After that, we were like literally on the money, but like the sneaky bastards that we are, we went back into the show anyway.
Yeah. As long as you don't ask any questions, you just go right by the door. They're not going to say anything.
Yeah. You just look like you have a purpose. You just look into the middle distance and you go, oh yeah, I'm just talking to the guy over there, and then hey, you just walk past security. And no, because we've been begging the Inti Creates booth people to play Bloodstained. Like, well, we wanted to capture Bloodstained. Yeah, and we've been trying to do it the whole day, and we just kept on like running out of time, or like their booth was like super busy. Like they had a lot of people wanting to play that because like that was a big announcement, wasn't it, at the show? Yeah, and there was this weird thing. Like I told Danny about this when we met up in Kyoto, but like on the bullet train there, I was sat next to this other foreign guy, and I was talking to him, and it turns out, well, I think maybe he just kind of guessed just from my t-shirt, which I'm wearing now. I'm wearing a Famicast t-shirt. He said, like, are you going to BitSummit? I'm like, yep. He's like, are you going to BitSummit? He's like, yep. And then it turns out he works for Inti Creates. He was a localizer from Inti Creates. So I just coincidentally sat next to him. And I was like, oh yeah, what are you guys going to show? And he's like, well, I can't tell you. But he says, like, we're going to have 2 announcements on the show around about 12 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And then obviously me and Danny were way too busy to even know what the fuck this announcement was, Yeah. But, it turns out, we bumped into the guy at the show, and he said, oh yeah, the big announcements were this prequel to Bloodstained, like this 8-bit prequel, and the other one was the Gunvolt Burst kind of side story prequel, sequel, whatever it is. It's got a ridiculous name. I can't remember what it's called. Ends with XIII or something like that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So anyway, but we bumped into that guy, and we asked him if we could capture the Bloodstained, after closing time, and he let us. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, I played Bloodstained terribly and really badly, and so yeah, like I said, I don't play Castlevania games, so yeah, I completely sucked at it. And the YouTube comments let me know about that. Holy shit! There was one guy said like, oh, it looks like his D-pad is stuck. He's got using the Pro controller or something like. He's got one of those sticky D-pads, and that is actually true. I did have one of those.
No, I noticed that there were some moments whenever you were like bending down, or you were just doing something weird. I remember watching you play and thinking like, "What the fuck are you doing, idiot?"
Are those the pads where you hold left or right and it tends to tilt like up or down?
Yeah, I've talked about this on the show as well. When I was playing Pac-Man and I was having problems like doing things. It was one of those sticky D-pads, but I'm not gonna lean on that too much. I did suck as well as that. The controller sucking as well.
I thought that was funny. What you should do is you should build your own arcade stick.
That's the answer to everything, isn't it?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. So yeah, but our aim was just to like capture the full level, so people could see what it looks like, listen to the music and all that kind of stuff. And
tell you what, I'll stream it first time I play it, and you guys can see some good player gameplay. Yeah, man, we needed you, seriously. So yeah, I was playing through capture equipment with a shitty controller, and capture equipment.
And, the screens, like, for whatever reason, the screens on the floor kept like turning on and off.
Yeah. There were so many factors like going against me, so it wasn't really helping me. But people on YouTube don't care about that. All they care is like, well, there were some fucking amazing comments, Ty. I mean, you should read some of the comments. One of them was, my favorite one was, this game this game gives me hope. This guy's gameplay gives me cancer. I've been cracking up about that one for ages. So thank you to whoever said that on YouTube. And if you're watching, hey, welcome aboard. The more the merrier. So yeah, and that was the end of day one, wasn't it, Danny?
Yeah.
And that's when Danny fucked off.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
You know, that right after we were done doing all that stuff, I was outside, and I'm like,
day wasn't over, Danny.
What's that?
That day wasn't over.
Well, hey, I think I saw Al Numa standing outside smoking cigarettes, and I didn't even think about it. I just looked and I was like, that looks like somebody I've seen before.
Right.
And then when I think I came and I met James again, I was like, oh, James, I think I saw Al Numa outside smoking.
Well, he was out with Matt Walker the night before, wasn't he?
Right.
And we didn't see Matt because Matt was like, nursing a hangover that night, that morning. So he didn't even show up for BitSummit. He was dead at that point.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. But we got invited to a Q Games party, which was pretty cool. At the end of the day, by someone at Q Games, like one of the music sound producers guys, or something like sound guys. They invited us over, and then and I got this message via Danny, and it was so it was like party at 9. So I was like, woohoo!
That's what he said.
So I went to the event. I went back to my hotel. Danny went. We were in separate hotels. Danny went back to his. I went back to mine. And then I got dinner. And then it's like 9. I don't know, 8:30. I started walking back to the event. The party was going to be held kind of opposite where BitSummit was. So I went in there, and there were all these guys like clearing up. I was like, that's weird. It's like, why are they clearing up before the party anyway? So I asked the guys, like, yeah, I'm here for the Q Games developers party. I've been invited personally by Dylan Cuthbert, and he's like, yeah, finished at 9, mate. See you later. So that was brilliant. As I walked out the event, Dylan Cuthbert was kind of like, getting in his car, driving off. It was like, oh, brilliant. Thanks, Danny.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Look forward to misleading you next year as well.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, Cameo wants to come around to his house at 10, Bring a bottle. End up getting eaten by one of his dogs. So yeah, on the second day, on Sunday the 13th, Danny was, twatting around doing, what were you doing? Sightseeing and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was pissing down with rain that day. That was a pain in the ass, wasn't it? Yeah. It was like mental, like, like literally you're swimming around and in the rain. It's crazy. But so yeah, the second day was just me. So I basically was just trying to pick up all the things that we missed, like Dangen, for example. We hadn't even been to the Dangen booth, because day one was like doing the appointments that we had, but there was also us realizing, holy shit, there's all these games here.
Yeah, they have so many good games.
And like, holy shit, Dangen have got like all these amazing games that we have to play pretty much all of them. And it's like, Ty will be angry if we don't play at least, 4 of these games that they've got here.
That's right.
So yeah, I tried my damnedest. I did see Fight Night, Ty. It was quite popular, and they actually had the main developer dude there, and he was actually sat with them, like literally sat next to them, guiding them through it and explaining everything about the game. And there was quite a line to play it actually. So
wow.
And yeah, unfortunately I couldn't play that, but I saw a whole bunch of it, which I'd never seen before, because totally skipped by it in TGS. And it does look really cool, and I think it's come along a lot. It's come along a lot since TGS as well, so there's a lot more to it.
Right on.
And yeah, it looks cool. And I don't believe they've announced the Switch version yet, but like I believe it is in the works. Maybe that's not official, but yeah, stay tuned, kind of thing.
Right.
So Dangan stuff. Actually, before I went to Dangan, I played a couple of interesting games by the Playism booth, which I never heard of Playism before. Yeah, but the first have you heard of them?
Well, I talked to him before at TGS about some stuff, but
okay, cool. I didn't know that
years ago.
Okay, the first one was this game called Kero Blaster, and this is the guy by Pixel, the Cave Story guy, which I totally didn't know. I saw Kero Blaster on the game list, and I just kind of laughed at it. It's like, what's this bullshit? Like some fucking iOS bullshit. It turns out it was an iOS game originally, which is weird because it's a platform, a shooter. So it doesn't seem like a good match for mobile, right? But it's been converted to Switch with controller support and stuff. But you could actually tell it was from a mobile game because it was like it didn't quite feel smooth, like the left to right on the stick didn't quite feel that smooth. And when you went to the store, it kind of did this thing where like you walked in front of the guy you were supposed to talk to, and it kind of like it brought up the pop-up screen for to buy stuff. And then when you walked away from it, it would kind of like go away. So it was kind of like almost like a touch interface, but like when you're just playing with sticks. So it was a little bit weird. But anyway, the game itself is really fun. It basically looks like an Atari 2600 game, but obviously done in like modern era. So like really big, chunky pixel like frog dude, and he's just basically like a run and gun.
Oh, I thought he was a dinosaur.
No, he's a frog. Like Kero is like Japanese sound for what that a frog makes.
There you go. Get good at Japanese sound.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I had a post. Whatever. I'll have to just change it later.
I said, is it going to be called Frog Blaster in English? And he was like, nope, it's going to be called Kero Blaster.
Oh, nice. I was going to say Ribbit Blaster.
That's also a good one. Also not happening.
Yeah, it'd be too close to Ribbit King, noted golf game.
Right. For whom the frog tolls, is that it? Was that the other
bell
one?
For whom the frog tolls, or whatever.
Yeah, the one that Minoru talked about.
I have it on my 3DS.
Good job.
Thank you.
So yeah, it seems fun. It seems fun. It does. If they can just like iron out a few of those kinks with the controls, it's fun. The aesthetic is so good. You're basically like a frog salaryman, and you start off in this like little house, and you answer the phone, and that's how you start the level and stuff. It's like, yeah. I mean, I don't like Atari 600 at all. Like, I didn't grow up with it at all. I have no, good feelings towards the console whatsoever. But like. Yeah. That look of it, it looks so nice.
It looks better than that. It looks more like a Commodore game.
Oh yeah, maybe around about the same kind of era.
Yeah, like not quite NES, but
Yeah, the pixels are way too big for NES.
But it's got like a lot of colors, a lot of sprites.
Yeah, it's like a HD Commodore game.
There you go. I like the description.
So yeah, I'd be happy to review that game. It's fun. It's fun. And the other game that they had at that booth was called Angels of Death, which is another phone game that they converted to Switch, which I didn't know till playing afterwards. And this is mental. So this game, it looks like a 16-bit like SNES RPG, but like set in the modern era. But the animation is not quite as smooth. You can kind of tell it was like a fun game.
Is this an RPG Maker game?
It does look like that. It probably is.
Yeah.
As soon as you said that, I'm like, ding. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, like I'm looking at YouTube. It says like RPG Maker Horror. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was made in RPG Maker.
And they're gonna make they're making an anime tie-in with this game in Japan. It's going to release this July in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, not to knock on RPG Maker. There's been some really amazing games that come out of RPG Maker.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to be like, slagging it off, but I just meant, you could see the kind of the seams. You could see it was like, let's put this object here and let's put object here. There was a lot of repetition to it.
Yeah, you can see the tiles repeating.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the story seems interesting, and they had a full English translation as well, which I was very surprised by because it just felt very Japanese, and the whole anime tie-in. I was like, no way am I going to be playing this in English. And they were like, oh no, we can switch it to English if you want. So
I don't
that's
think it's the first RPG Maker horror game to be made into an anime.
okay. Right. So Kero Blaster and Angels of Death, we both have like full gameplay videos and developer interviews for both of those. So yeah, I actually talked to the Angels of Death like producer, and Kero Blaster was just like a guy from like PR that I talked to.
Okay.
But he obviously knew a lot about the game. So then I went on to Dangan. I spent a long time in Dangan.
Yeah, boy.
Pretty much like half the day was in Dangan. Those guys are awesome.
They are.
This one guy just basically showed me around the whole booth, and he was helping me like set up the capture equipment and all the switches that they had there. And he was like, "Yeah, what do you want to do next?" It's amazing. Really helpful.
There's one guy at Dangan. Like I knew him before he went to Dangan. He was working for another company. And like he would come by Final Round Bats when that was happening every month, and he'd bring in like a game of some sort. Like, hey guys, play this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Super nice guys there. And so the first game I played, which is one that I've been really anticipating, and that is Pocket Rumble. And like, holy shit, this game is amazing. Like, it's exactly what I thought it would be, and I'm really happy about that. So this is I think this was on Nintendo Direct, wasn't it, Danny? Like a while ago?
Yeah,
right?
It was.
It was like showcased, right? Big. And basically it looks like a Neo Geo Pocket game. And
right.
Like if you don't know what that is, basically like big chunky pixels, like kind of muted colors, I guess. Not like LCD, but like almost there. You're kind of like between like full color and LCD, like muted colors, right? Like simplified colors. But like very crisp. So it's like a one-on-one fighter game, Street Fighter style game, right? But like all the controls are very simplified. So like everyone has the same kind of controls, like hold down and right and then A or whatever, like, or A and then release, that kind of thing. Almost like your game type, Ranma. Almost like those kind of controls sometimes, like hold and then release, those kind of things.
Right.
So there's nothing technical, nothing like quarter circles or half circles. It's all like just holding directions. Like literally anyone could play this game, and you could easily mash and and have fun. But like if people want to put in the work, there's a lot of like depth there as well. And it had a really good training mode, which I think Ty would like say would be good. It takes you through like all, like it starts off with the basic things, but like goes into like more advanced stuff as well, and like checks it off once you do it. There's not that many characters, but I think they're just trying to focus down, right? Like have a limited but like good set of characters, I guess.
Yeah, this game has come up on Patreon exclusive Championship Edition podcast.
Oh yeah. Was that like when you're talking about games for beginners?
Absolutely, yeah. There's like there's games like this, a couple others like Dave Zerlin one, Fantasy Strike, Dive Kick on the extreme end of simple. Yeah, and the Blaze Blue Cross Tag that just came out. I haven't actually played it, but that's simplified a lot of stuff too.
So, there's like a beta test now, isn't there? Like I just downloaded that on the eShop, but
what, Pocket Rumble?
No, the cross battle thing.
No, that game is out.
Oh, it's out, fully out. Okay.
Yeah,
well, I downloaded the demo anyway. And,
okay.
So yeah, like Pocket Rumble, like and Ty, when I was fiddling around in the options screen and immediately thought of you because I saw is it GPO? GGPO?
Oh, GGPO. Oh yeah, boy.
And that was like in the options screen. I don't know if it was like GGPO on or off, or if it was like plus or minus.
Yeah, frame delay. So
frame delay. Yeah, I think that was it. It's like a number value that you could.
Yeah, you can adjust GGPO to be like they have a faster response time at the cost of things being like a little jerkier, or you can like add a couple frames and get a smoother looking game.
Oh, right on.
So cool. It's like basically the way GGPO works is, if I can explain this, like it checks your game state against the opponents and keeps like updating it. So if like something kind of desyncs or it predicts something wrong, like it'll like roll back a couple frames. So, and this happens like almost instantly, like in a few milliseconds.
Right.
So if you're shortening that time, it'll be much more accurate in the sense of where they are at a given time. But like that means that it'll be rolling stuff back like more often or more rapidly, I should say. So characters might look kind of jerky. Like for example, if you have a character and you tap crouch, right? You just go from standing to crouching. Most 2D games, they'll have like a frame or two like animation between stand and crouch. So if you've shortened your GGPO time, like it'll just go from like stand to crouch, and you won't see those individual frames because it's catching up.
It'll just flick it down immediately, right?
Yeah, and if you have a higher number, like it'll smooth that sort of stuff out.
So yeah, I played a bunch of games with the developer, and so well, no, sorry, he wasn't the developer, but he was just like he was working for Dangen, and he'd played the game, you know, a bit more than me, but he wasn't that good, so we kind of basically tied by the end of it. So we tried out all of the characters.
8-2.
Yeah. Well, you can see the whole match on our YouTube channel, all the matches. We basically tried out every character. We tried to like every combination of all the characters, so you can see that, just trying out the moves and stuff. Yeah, a lot of fun. I think this might be it's definitely one of my games of the show. Definitely. Really enjoyed it. Definitely day one purchase for me. And anyone who's like interested in getting like a easy to play fighting game, you know, before Smash comes out, I think this is definitely a good bet. I don't know when it's coming out, but it's it's awesome.
Yeah, I've never seen or never heard of anybody saying like, "Wow, I don't like this game." Like everybody who plays it, like
right. Yeah, it's really cute. They got like lots of different kind of characters, like a zombie guy, you know, there's like a kind of special agent kind of looking guy, and there's like, you know, typical kind of Ryu or Ken looking guy and stuff. And there's like a, you know, cute anime kind of girl and stuff like that. So yeah, it's really nice, and even like the sound effects and stuff, and they're trying to keep it into that Neo Geo Pocket aesthetic. So it's not like huge orchestral music, you know, it is music from like you would expect from that kind of system, and the sound effects as well. So yeah, it's really cool. So that's Pocket Rumble. Check out. I think we've got 4 or 5 gameplay videos.
Yeah, 5 videos.
A whole bunch of stuff. Even did some of the training and kind of options menu if you want to see all of that as well.
And they were running the Switch version?
Yep. This was running. We were playing it on docked on the TV with Pro controllers, and it worked really well.
Cool.
No fighting game sticks, Ty. Sorry.
You got to get the Brook board. You can
bring my own.
Yeah, take off the Joy-Con, throw it on the table, and just use it like a teeny tiny.
Just, you know, get some buttons that you can make a controller out of, like an old cereal box or.
This was right next to Fight Night, by the way. There was kind of like almost next to each other.
Nice.
So, and then next to that, there was the Takeover, which I believe, Ty, you talked about on the TGS show, right?
Yeah, I played a fair amount at TGS.
Yeah, me too.
The Takeover, and there's another game which is really similar, and they're kind of coming out around about the same. Oh, is it already out? What's it called? Raging Fury or Raging Justice? Like it's always unfortunate. It's like when Armageddon and that other kind of asteroid movie that came out at the same time. You know, it's like when coincidentally 2 very similar things happen to release around about the same time. Yeah. Deep Impact,
whatever.
It's like Deep Impact and Armageddon released within 2 weeks of each other. It's like you got
Raging Justice.
Yeah, Raging Justice and the Takeover, and also coming out around about the same time. So it is hard to kind of differentiate those. But like this one, the one that I played, Takeover, you know, it's like I don't know. It does remind me of like an old kind of like arcade game. Like They are polygons. I believe they're polygons. Are they
What, in
polygons?
Raging Justice?
No, in the Takeover.
Oh, right.
They
I
look
think they're
like
polygonal.
they
Yeah,
look
but like,
like they are.
The environments are 3D.
yeah.
I don't think the characters are, but I might be wrong.
They look like stylized, like you know,
Yeah.
like what they kind of like Guilty Gear type of stuff, right? Aren't they like 3D,
Yeah.
but they're like some kind of a 2D thingy? You know what I'm talking about?
It's something like that. Like, or just like very high res 2D with a little bit of 3D-ness to it. But like super crisp, and they've got like all these kind of realistic effects and fire effects and stuff like that. Like the fire looks like real fire, you know what I mean? But it's not. The rest of it doesn't look real. It's like neon colors, like bright neon signs and stuff like that. And like the level that we got a couple of levels up on the YouTube channel. There's like I kind of accidentally got into the developer menu and like
Accidentally, huh?
like there was one the one stage that they wanted you to play was like just a regular kind of like beat 'em up. Yeah, it's a scrolling beat 'em up, in case I forgot to say that. Like, and then a boss at the end with like a flamethrower, and then I got to this menu, and there was like I could select all the stages, and I was kind of randomly selected one near the bottom, like one of the last stages, and it turned out it was this fucking like, I don't know, like afterburner, like airplane stage. Like literally, you're controlling an airplane.
Oh,
like,
nice. So this game is Battletoads.
Yeah, basically, just like throws in this random, you know, completely like different gameplay mode in there. So like you basically like highlighting planes, and like you like hold down A, highlight, and then release, and then it fires missiles. Basically, that's how it plays. So yeah, I played that. It was so fucking weird. So yeah, I wonder if it's gonna have other kinds of modes in there as well. Yeah, I kind of had to move on at that point. I don't know if I was supposed to take that, but anyway, it's on the site. So yeah, check it out.
Some pretty funny comments on that one too, James, about your gameplay.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Thanks, guys. Yeah. Again, please understand, capture equipment, all that kind of stuff.
I remember my first excuse.
So what else? Pocket Rumble, bunch of videos of that. Takeover, we have 2 videos of that. Next is how do you call this? Iconoclasts. Iconoclasts.
Oh yeah.
So this is on everything already, like PC, PS4, probably Xbox, right?
Yeah, I was even getting YouTube ads for this game.
Yeah, so it's basically like a puzzle platformer. It's like a platformer, but it's like super beautiful HD high-res 2D art, and you're this like girl with like a wrench, and you kind of like you pull things around in the environment, like you lift up gates and, you know, turn stuff with this wrench. So it's basically you're like moving stuff around in the environment so you can progress.
Yeah. Did you guys ever play Noido Love 2? A game I have sung the praises of many times.
Yeah. Every day? No, sorry, I'm not.
Okay.
Is it similar?
It's made by the same guy.
Okay.
Guy, singular.
Yeah, so
Wow.
the Dangan people were telling me about this. Like it's like it took him 7 years to make this game, Iconoclast. And he got to a point where it was like people were thinking, oh wow, it looks finished, it's totally done, it looks amazing, brilliant, can't wait for it to release. And then he just decided to like double the content and just spent another 3 years on it. So like, you know, 3 years ago he could have anyone else would have released it, but he just wanted to perfect it and add as much content as possible. So this game is like tons of bosses, so much content. This is like going to be a massive game, and I think it's got really high scores on other systems. So
yeah,
and yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy and play this at some point. It's definitely a game on my do list.
Yeah, you see, if you want, I played through the whole the first demo level in that game. So yeah, check out. We've got that whole thing on YouTube. It's a lot of fun. And then right next to that Iconoclast is very green, colorful, jungly kind of aesthetic. And then next to that, you got Brave Earth, which is very different. And I only played this because Ty told me to.
Yes.
I don't think I would have played this otherwise. So like there were a whole bunch of people, like the Dangan people actually warning people, saying like, by the way, this game's really hard.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
and this one guy, I mean, Ty probably would have got a kick out of it. It's like, so the guy warned him. He's like, yeah, this game's really hard. He's like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I like hard games. He died within like 30 seconds, and like he was like, yeah, I think I've seen enough of this game.
Suffer.
He just kind of ran off crying.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I didn't fare much better than him. And the point when I quit was like, so basically it's like it's a platformer game, like what do you call it, hack and slash, I guess? Or
yeah, it's like Castlevania.
Yeah,
that's like the primary inspiration for it. I mean, and like pre-Metroidvania Castlevania, like we're talking like Castlevania, like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Yeah, the graphics are kind of like, I don't know, like what bit you would give it.
8-bit.
Like, a little bit more detailed than 8-bit, but like yeah. So yeah, there was this point where like you die so quickly in this game, it's ridiculous. Like, and like the weapon range is like you have to like, you know, some of the enemies have got quite a long range, so you have to like make sure you're not too near, but then you have to get near enough to kill them. So it's like kind of like, you know, back and forth kind of thing. But
yeah, like in the fighting game biz, we call that zoning. Did you see the picture I retweeted of Castlevania 1?
Well, I got zoned in the A-hole, so
right.
But there was this point where I just kind of got hit. I was like jumping towards an enemy, and it just kind of like just like hit me as I was jumping towards it, and I was jumping over a gap at that point, so I just kind of went straight down the gap and died. You know, like just couldn't get out of the animation, and it's like, you know, game over, you lose. Thanks for playing. So yeah, good times.
Nice.
So yeah.
Was there a boss battle with
Fuck,
did
I
they
got
even
that
get that far?
Of course not. Of course not.
All right.
No, I died. I tried, I died, and I just joined the other guy crying in the corner.
All right. Well, I follow this guy on Twitter, and we have some mutual friends. I'm gonna start nagging to see if I can get a playable build, because I need this game in my life.
Yeah. Good luck to you both. And then, yeah, so that was everything I played at Dangen. We don't have any...
We forgot to mention it's made by the I Want to Be the Guy guy.
Yes. I guess it's less trolly than that game, but
yeah, it's meant to be serious.
Yeah, this is more like a serious, real game. Unfortunately, I didn't get any gameplay of that one because I thought, what's the point of putting up a 10-second YouTube video of me dying?
Yeah. There's a pretty good interview here on YouTube with a lot of gameplay.
Cool. And the last game I played at the event was one called Dark Devotion, and this was like a very similar game to Brave Earth, actually, Ty. So basically, Dark Devotion is a 2D take on Dark Souls. So like, you know, Dark Souls is a lot of kind of like, you know, slow animations of like, you know, people using, you know, weapons. You know, you have to time your
rolling
attacks
around on the floor nonstop.
There you go, rolling around. Yeah, it's got all of those moves, but it's in 2D, so it's like a, you know, Castlevania looking like 16-bit game, maybe a little bit better than 16-bit. I'm not sure. It was like, you know, very nice looking. I was playing this on Xbox, or well, no, it was probably PC actually. But like the developers were like, they couldn't give me a definite answer, but it was kind of like nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It probably might come to Switch, maybe, but don't quote me on that kind of thing.
Right. Okay, that's like a late generation MS-DOS game, kind of.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, slightly better than SNES, but like, yeah, this was like also a very, very hard game. So, you know, it was kind of a depressing end to the BitSummit. You know, getting my soul destroyed in Brave Earth, and then even more destroyed with this game.
And YouTube comments.
Yeah. Oh, that came later, but yeah. Yeah, I could see, like, you know, Dark Souls fans, like, I mean, having a 2D Dark Souls game, I guess that is a new thing, you know, like, I mean, it is literally really, really similar, like, but it's just in 2D. So, like, you just have to judge where you attack, how and where you attack from, and, like, judging your which weapon to use at what point and stuff. And if you die, you go back to the beginning. So, you know, you lose all your progress and everything like that. All that kind of good stuff that Dark Souls people like. But it wasn't a completely depressing end to the event, because the last thing I did, and we were lucky to have this, because like basically our bullet train back to Tokyo was at 3, and we got a Hideki Kamiya appointment, and it came up and it was like, yeah, your appointment is at 3:40. And we're like, fuck, we're gonna have to cancel on Kamiya. This is bullshit. So, and I mean, we kind of felt like assholes for like saying, hey, can you rearrange it? Because, you know, we got to get a bullet train, man. But I did that anyway. And it turns out they could do it. And they rearranged it to like, you know, like before 2, basically.
Gosh, that was really
like,
nice.
Yeah, really nice of old Kamzi, I call him.
Yeah, like if you read his Twitter, it sounds like he'd probably just punch you in the face.
Yeah, exactly. I felt like I'm a complete dick. It's like, of all the people you're going to ask to fucking rearrange their time, it's not going to be Kamiya, is it?
Right.
But,
you know,
he did.
James, like, it was kind of interesting how a lot of these high-profile interviews just came together anyways, because I think, like a couple of days before the show, we're just like, well, don't know if we're going to be able to talk to any of these people. And then just suddenly, I think it was maybe Friday, was it? Where...
Yeah, literally the day before going,
Just got some emails like, hey, you're good to go for this. They kind of just came in.
It just came in. It's
little
like,
at a time.
It's like, ding, you're seeing Igarashi at 1. Ding, you're seeing Dylan Cuthbert at 2:30. It's like, ding, it's like, fuck. It's like, oh shit, we're doing all of these? Fuck.
Yeah.
To rearrange all our schedule at the last second. So yeah, we got to interview Hideki Kamiya, which was an awesome way to end the second day. You should definitely check out the video. I mean, we had a little sampler on Twitter before we had a chance to Danny had a chance to subtitle the whole thing, which is amazing. Danny, again, amazing, good job.
Again, British English to American English.
So like, it was funny because I actually thought Kamiya could speak English, because, you know, obviously tweets in English and stuff, but he said he wasn't comfortable with doing the full interview in English, so we had an interpreter there as well. So like, you know, it's funny, like me and Danny, we can understand a lot of Japanese, but like, you know, obviously these guys are talking like technical stuff and really, really quickly. So it was good to have an interpreter there as a backup. So if there wasn't something we caught, then we could just kind of look to the interpreter and he could tell us. And also it was a good way of having a record of like everything he said. So, you know, then we could use that to, you know, to later subtitle it as well, right? So it turned out to be quite useful. But there was, I think Kamiya, of all the Japanese people we interviewed, he was the one who dropped the most English into his interview.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the only one. I mean, the other guys didn't. Iga didn't. Suda tried, but
Suda tried a bit, right?
He's just a really friendly, kind of funny guy. So, right. I mean,
exactly. And there was that other guy, some of the kind of smaller devs, you know, they tried as well, right?
Sure, yeah,
but
absolutely.
But like you could tell, because Kami was speaking Japanese, but when he spoke the English words, he said it in like just beautiful, like perfect English pronunciation. And he could, like, trust me, Japanese people don't do that unless they can speak English, you know.
And I'm glad he said some of these things, like, you know, he's like, he said it in Japanese, and he's like, circuit board. I was like,
right,
whoa, what? Yeah. I mean, things like this. It's like, I don't talk about circuit boards with my friends or my wife or my students yet.
And then he was like, Zelda: Link to the Past.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, okay, you know, not only do you know the English title, but you're saying it in like correct English pronunciation, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
beautiful pronunciation.
Exactly. If Japanese people would just say like, Kamiga no Triforce, do you know? It's like, well, but he didn't do that, you know. So yeah, he said a bunch of cool stuff. And yeah, the little funny sample that we tweeted out was I asked him to say one of his like favorite tweets in English, because, you know, obviously tweets a lot in English, but we never get to hear him say that. And we always try and imagine how he would say that, you know, like, you fuckers, I told you 10,000 times, bitch, stop tweeting me, you know, stop mentioning me in your shitty tweets. And he didn't say that one, though.
Stop mentioning me in your shitty tweets.
Right, that's the one I was, you know, thought he might say, but well, yeah, watch the interview to find out the one that he said. It is really funny. He's an awesome guy. hope we can interview him again. I can have better questions next time. But yeah, I had to do that all on my own. I was like fucking cameraman, sound man, like interview guy all in one. But it turned out surprisingly well, so I was quite happy with that.
You know, I'll say kudos to James on like all the interviews. Like I honestly, I think before this show, I don't think I've ever done any interviews ever with Nintendo World Report, any stuff with the Famicast, just never done it. And so, I mean, James has, so I was like, okay, just let James do it all. I did one, in my defense. I did do one. But,
I've got a huge history of interviewing booth babes at TGS. Because they're the most knowledgeable people at the show. So
yeah. Yes.
Lots of industry secrets came out of them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and that was it. That was the show. That was the BitSummit. Bada boosh. In your face, other internet websites. What y'all got?
Well, maybe the ones that went there, they have footage.
Oh yeah. I guess some people did there. Oh yeah, shout outs to Source Gaming. They recognize us via our Famicast t-shirts. A whole bunch of people recognize us because of our t-shirts.
Right on.
And the rest of them just pretended that they knew us from our t-shirts. Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, Famicast. Yeah, I know that.
Well, I think before the Suda interview, like the Grasshopper guy was like, oh, okay, Famitsu. Like he just maybe wasn't really paying attention. Like, no.
Famicast, not Famitsu. Yeah. We're way better than those guys.
Yeah.
Slackers.
Yes.
What are they doing? Giving games 40 out of 40 that don't deserve it. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Good luck to them.
Cool. All right
then. It's a wrap.
Yes. Not for the show. We have a few other.
Oh, right. Shit. Yeah, we got news and shit, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, James, here we are with the news. What kind of news is this?
I believe that would be the Japanese.
That's right. So
sorry, I've been talking a lot, so my voice isn't quite there.
It's okay.
I feel like I've been talking for the past hour.
You basically have. It's fine. I'll kind of pick up the slack a little bit, and maybe Ty will too chime in.
Oh yeah, I put in some news myself.
Okay. Yeah. I saw that.
Well, cool. Yeah. Leave your comments if you're watching live now. Drop some comments in.
Yeah, for sure. We'll read those out. Chris has said a couple things. I'll get back to that in a minute. But with the news, yeah, like we said, Curse of the Moon, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. That was revealed at BitSummit. That'll be out on the 24th. So if you're watching us live right now, just a couple more days. If you're listening to the audio version of the show, it's out probably right now. So yeah, check it out.
If you want to see some professional gameplay footage, check out the Famicast on YouTube.
Absolutely.
What I love is that because I was so shit at the game, like I think more people are watching that video just so they can send angry comments.
But hey, you know,
it works. Whatever works, right?
Yeah, we don't have that many like dislikes on it. I think compared to like the likes,
so they're enjoying like, oh yeah, this guy's shit.
Some people are getting like mad. It seems like let the pros play. You're a little bitch. Stuff like that. It's okay.
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, but I think we were talking a little bit earlier. Maybe it was privately. I don't remember. Maybe it was with this completely different person. I really don't know if it was you guys or somebody else earlier.
Maybe it was a dream.
Maybe, but for Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, basically the main, Bloodstained title, like, there's really no solid release date on it as of yet. But kind of per our interview with Iga, he did give us like a number, a percentage, and he said that the game is somewhere between 70 to 80% done. Mm-hmm. With the Switch lagging behind just a little bit in the development because it's a little bit harder to get things working there.
Yeah, to port down, right?
Yeah. So,
as I asked him, and as he got more and more annoyed at me asking, so how's the Switch version going, dude?
Yeah, and he's like,
you finished the Switch version yet?
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Like I said, if you watch the Iga interview and you can catch the area where he gets kind of mad, let me know. Sound off in the comments or Twitter or something like that. That'd be kind of fun if you can pick it out.
You can win a prize. Send us the time code of when does James piss Igarashi off?
But hey, in defense, he does. After that, he realizes that you're not. Anyways, let's move on. So
And I gave him a slap and I said, "Get your shit together, mate. Come on."
Yeah. Yes.
This I like. I don't know if this is Danny's done this on purpose, but Biohazard 7 clown version.
I don't. Did I do that?
There was a typo before. It was like cloud version or Claude version or something. so I fixed it, so it's clown version.
Nice.
I was gonna say I know I was kind of typing some of this stuff in a hurry, but I don't think I perfectly typed out.
Leave it like that. Leave it like that.
So yeah, Biohazard 7 Resident Evil Clown version. It's coming to the Switch.
Play it on the Clown
on May 24th as well. So yeah, and James. Okay, so first of all, I guess just to talk about what this is. So this is Resident Evil 7. It's the full version of the game, but streaming from the cloud. And
I love how Danny found out about this yesterday, right? Last night, over IM, right?
Yeah. I just hadn't been paying attention to any news. I think I was adding subtitles to the Kamiya interview. Just kind of like really focused on that, just avoiding the internet from that. But
I said, Danny, you're getting Biohazard 7 on Switch, and he thought I was trolling.
Yeah, I absolutely did. And this isn't the first.
That is something I would troll you for, but it actually wasn't.
I know. It's kind of weird, but I mean, if you think about it at the same time, there is kind of a history of this here in Japan, and also, of course, on stage with like PlayStation Now and stuff like that. But
Fantasy Star Online,
that Dragon Quest 10. Also, Square Enix has a pretty good history of doing this as well. Like I have an Amazon Fire Stick here, and they sell, like, Square Enix sells a lot of like their old kind of remastered titles like on the thing. I remember looking at the download size and I was like, what the hell? This is like 32 megabytes for like Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2. That doesn't make any sense. But then, I read it and it's like, okay, it's all streaming, from the cloud. So I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Japan has good internet, in case you didn't know.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. So James, yes. So there is a cost to this, obviously. So
what? Not free?
Yeah, not free. Basically, you pay 2,000 yen, about $20 for 180 days.
That's 6 months.
Oh, 6 months? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
You do the math.
There it is. But there will also be a 15-minute demo available too. So I guess if you try it out and find out that your internet is crap and you can't play it, or that it's just crap the way they implement it, then you can make your decision that way.
I think that's called the Americans demo, isn't it? It's like, I'm going to play this out. I'm going to see how this hangs, or the Australian version.
Yeah.
See how it plays on the Australian internet connection.
Yeah. With this, right now, there is no word on it getting released in English-speaking territories. It's going to be Japanese only on the Japanese eShop. So it could just be some kind of like a test, from Capcom, just to see, because I don't think they've really done anything like this before.
Well, all of those games that you've mentioned, Danny, all the cloud-based games, have any of them gone westward?
Yeah, no.
I don't think a single one has, right?
Unless I can't really speak to like those games on like Amazon Fire Stick, stuff like that. That's like Android-based stuff. I don't know if they do that outside of Japan.
What was that whole service like a couple years ago? What was that called?
PlayStation Gaikai. That's PlayStation Now.
No, I mean before
Play On, was it? Or Play On?
Something like that. Yeah, there was like I believe it was PC based.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could play it on anything. I think you could literally play it on like a Mac laptop and it would still work.
Right.
It was just like a little box and a controller, right?
Yeah, and if I remember, that shut down because reasons.
Well, not enough people were signing up for it.
Yeah.
And not enough people had a good enough connection.
Yeah, like I don't know what you guys think, but I think the whole thing is just a terrible idea, and I hope it flops.
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna be real.
Yeah, people seem to be saying that on Twitter. I mean, I asked people on Twitter what they thought of this idea, and people don't seem to be up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're streaming something, you're going to be losing, like, frames, or you're going to have latency. Like, even just a little bit can, like throw off the feel of an action game like Resident Evil.
Yeah. I can just imagine like jump scare. Somebody put like a little GIF up of like a jump scare that just gets stuck, and then there's like a
Oh yeah, somebody did that, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lady Lindis on Twitter says, "None. I don't want anything on this kind of service. It doesn't sound like a very enjoyable thing."
Oh yeah, and you can only play it in places where you have internet.
Of course.
On your portable system.
And then Ryan Modolo says, it would be neat if they sold a lower res 30 frames version on a cart for portable play, and then gave players the option to stream 60 frames 1080p while docked. A game like Monster Hunter World would benefit from this, being able to grind portable and then still show off the visuals when docked. But he says, to be honest, it's mainly, he suggests the cartridge version because he lives in Australia. And we haven't yet discovered reliable internet.
Right.
Rip in peace, Australia.
Yeah, and I think this is Lindis in the chat that she mentioned Dragon Quest X on 3DS, and man, years ago there was like a free weekend of it or something, and I tried it out, and I mean, with the 3DS not being really a great system in terms of like Wi-Fi connectivity and stuff like that, playing Dragon Quest X on that was kind of interesting. The online Dragon Quest. It was very weird. Like, I mean, you're literally playing at what looks like a really compressed kind of video. I mean, it's 3DS too, so I mean, there's always like that type of stuff, but
not in 3D at all, right?
No, hell no, no way.
So it's because it's a video, compressed video you're looking at. Yeah. Man, rip in peace. Well, I'm gonna try out Biohazard 7 just to see what it does, and
put down the cold hard cash.
Well, I try the 15 minutes, and if it works flawlessly, then I might drop down the bones for that. See how we go. Can't promise anything, but yeah, check out. Keep it locked to the Famicast on YouTube, and because if you think about it, most streamers or whatever, if they do this, they're going to be doing it from the States, and it might not be the best. So actually, the Famicast is where it's going to be at, man. Because we're in Japan and we can stream that shit reliably with good internet from Japan. So yeah. Theoretically speaking. But y'all got Kotaku.
Yeah, we'll see if Capcom servers are up to the task.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even though it's literally a few miles away, it still chugs at 10 frames a second.
Yeah.
All right then.
Yeah. So the next little bit of news here, Ty, this is something that it looks like it's something that you added here, and I had no idea about this. Would you mind talking about this?
Oh yeah, Evo Japan lost a lot of money.
Yeah. Thanks, Danny. All those fucking Red Bulls.
Yeah, I only had 2
for free.
I only had 2.
Right. Wow, 124 million yen in the red.
So it's like $125.
Right. No, that's really more like $1 million.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So why does this one lose money and then Evo America fucking rakes it in?
So many reasons. Hard to say which one is the most important. It depends on your perspective on life, I suppose.
Wow, that's deep, man.
Yeah. So one thing is that they did change venues, like a few months before or whenever, and that ended up being pretty expensive.
Well, the first 2 days were in one place, and then the last day was in another place, right?
Yeah, and they were originally planning to have it all in one place.
What happened?
I'm not sure.
Which one was the original one? The Akihabara one?
Yeah.
Right, because I remember months before the event, you told me like, it's all in Akiba, yo. Let's get your tickets to Akiba, yo. And then
it changed to, and like I hadn't heard about it. I'm like, what? Why do I have to go all the way here for the side tournaments? And like, wow, everything's there. What?
Right.
Like, I didn't know that happened until like the week it happened. So I was dumb, but not really.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like it turns out I was just being gaslit. Let's see.
I still think that is the second most fun event that the Famicast has covered.
Yeah, like Evo is great. Like,
yeah, TDS is now third in the events that we cover.
Every year since the first time going, it's just I just kind of look forward less and less.
Yeah, right? Yeah, you guys don't even play fighting games, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it was awesome, man.
Yeah. Now imagine if you played fighting games.
Yeah, I thought about training for Ranma, but then I was like, no.
Yeah, you come to my place.
I didn't even train for Ram. I still beat the world champion on my first play of the game ever.
Yeah. Just as good as that as you are at Bloodstained Curse on the Moon.
Right?
Got it on video, man.
Yes.
Yeah. What else? They didn't have enough sponsors to cover all that money.
Okay.
They had like Cup Noodle and Red Bull.
Rest in peace.
Those are pretty big sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. But well, there's the game companies too. But I don't know how much they paid in for their booths or if they paid anything.
Okay.
Because I know the payouts for the winners were not super great either.
Well, Nintendo were one sponsor, right? And then
yeah, like I don't know. Did they pay out very much for what they have? They had, Arms and Smash.
What's the whole deal with like winnings in Japan? I thought there was some.
Yeah, that's
you can't actually pay them, right? Or
right.
It's like a percentage of how much you pay or something. What is it?
Yeah, there's a spaghetti mess of rules there. Right. But the basic version, as I understand it, is gambling laws come into play, and you can't really have big fat cash prizes in a competition where people pay in money, or you can if people don't pay in money. That's the short of it. So entry was free for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So no entry fees means that stuff does not cover expenses or payouts or any of that. So like until Japanese law changes there, that's going to be rough for future Evo Japans.
Shit. So it might not even happen next year then.
I have a feeling it will, but we'll see.
Man, that's weird.
Because they might have to take a good hard look at how they fund this, and yeah.
Well, I mean, like you said, if they're able to somehow stick to the same venue, that would save significant amounts of money, obviously.
Yeah. Maybe get some more sponsors.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, crowdfund it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for the first time here in Japan, I can't go on it anymore. I mean, it was just fantastic. I really had a great time there, and I didn't really play shit.
Yeah.
Just the whole atmosphere was just fantastic. It was great.
Yeah. So Evo in America, the way it works is, it's like $40 or $50 or whatever to enter the tournament, and plus like $10 for like each game you enter. So whatever, it's pretty marginal, like on top of a trip to Vegas.
Well, the
3D event, and that covers the venue, it covers the payouts. Like the sponsors are nice, but like I don't think they even need them technically for Evo America.
Ty, were there tickets you could buy for Evo Japan?
There were just for like the last day, because it's in the UDX arena or whatever. So that had limited seating. So like those are tickets.
But I thought I remember in the place that we went to, I thought there was like a desk, or maybe that was just for media, just to get their badges or whatever. But
yeah, and also for players to get their badges too. But
there was no money changing hands. Right?
Nope, no money changing hands.
Wow.
That would be kind of illegal.
Just Red Bulls,
right?
And cup noodles.
Yeah.
Right then. Okay, next is kind of interesting. It's almost like an episode of Famicast AC/DC type.
Yeah, I was just thinking. So, yeah, we have a rumor that we're obviously with doing the show every 2 weeks. We're always a little bit behind on some things that happen. This being one of them. But there's a rumor going around that a new Star Fox title is in development by none other than Retro Studios. And what was said on Reddit by some user, I'm not sure.
No. Danny, just a little update on this. Friend of the show, Liam Robertson.
Yeah.
I think he was one of the first to break this. He's pretty much confirmed it. Like, this is real. Like this is not some bullshit rumor. Like he's now confirmed it with several sources.
Okay.
Like, yeah, this shit is real, and it's kind of weird to know this kind of thing before E3, but they have it.
Yeah. So I guess just to throw down the details, just in case you've been living under a rock like I do sometimes. So one of the original quotes here was, what Retro Studios is working on is a spinoff based on an existing Nintendo IP that they haven't worked on before, Star Fox. It's actually a racing game, something like Diddy Kong Racing mixed with F-Zero, essentially, but more like F-Zero gameplay. It'll have an adventure mode of some kind, think Diddy Kong Racing, and there will be some boss fights and hub world like it too. It's going to be called Star Fox Grand Prix. So
name pending.
Yeah.
That's not a final name, but
no, that was a quote. That wasn't me just telling you that this is all facts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not an F-Zero game, but like it could have those vibes, right?
Yeah, it sounds extremely Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so fucking into that. I mean, if you listen to my entire episode of Famicast Armchair Designers Club, ACDC, the Star Fox episode, we do talk a lot of things very similar to all of this. So yeah, check it out. It's good times.
They're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm fucking hyped for this, man. Open world racing game, Star Fox. Come on, bring it on.
I'm interested.
And apparently it looks really good. Like, because Retro are like, noted for like, pushing hardware and making good looking games. So, and apparently it looks really, really good. So
I was honestly hoping for Raven Blade to finally come out.
Get out of here, man.
Anyways, yeah, extra brownie points if you know what the hell I'm talking about. So
it is kind of like bittersweet in a way, isn't it? It's like, because it went from like, this is bullshit, this is fucking fake bullshittery bullshit, this is completely not real, and then slowly realizing, oh no, this is real, and oh shit, we've just had a major thing spoiled for E3 now. So that's gonna lose all the, the oomph of the
no, the surprise is going to be when they cancel it.
Right. They're going to retitle it to F-Zero Grand Prix and then cancel it.
Yeah.
Man, what if it was a crossover? James McLeod, right?
Yeah.
Is the guy who's in both Star Fox and F-Zero.
Yeah, they should just make it F-Zero and like de-furify all the characters.
Dever, yeah. Fox is now like just a guy,
right?
Obviously American, the best country in the world.
He's now called Steve Fox.
Here comes the Tekken boys to sue because Steve Fox is a Tekken character. That's the joke.
Okay, I knew that. Obviously,
yeah.
Slippy Toad is now Steve Toad.
Steve. Okay.
Falco is now, I don't know, Freddy Falco. I don't know.
Good job. Moving on.
Please.
That's why I get paid the big bucks.
Yeah, so the next two little pieces of news are somewhat related. So as many of you know out there, the NES Classic Mini is returning to store shelves, and they finally
back.
Revealed a date. So it's coming back to North America on June 29th. And, same games, all of that stuff, same price. And Japan actually is also going to get basically a re-release version of what you see behind me, the Famicom Mini as well, with all the same games coming out maybe a day earlier, like on the 28th of June. But Japan is getting something completely different that the West is not getting. And this is like a 50th anniversary special edition gold version, 50th anniversary of Shonen Jump magazine gold version.
Gold
that is coming out. Maybe I think it's July 7th, and it's going to come with 20 games, completely different than anything that's in the library currently. All of it's comic / manga based stuff, and it's going to be
all bad games.
Yeah, well, some of them, yes, but it's going to be priced at about 8,000 yen. I kind of wanted this to have it on pre-order on Amazon Japan, but I think 45 minutes after the pre-orders were up, it was already being sold by scalpers. So I was like, oh,
Holy shit.
okay. But, I'll probably just try to go to the local shop and get it. But I just kind of noticed this today. That's a Saturday release. So it's like maybe they're kind of banking big on this. I mean, you have like some pretty big titles that are kind of in this, at least in terms of like, notoriety in terms of like anime or manga, like Dragon Ball's represented. Dragon Quest 1 is going to be in there for crying out loud. Fist of the North Star's in there. Captain Tsubasa, which if you've listened to the Famicast for a long time and know your gaming music, I've used some tracks from the Captain Tsubasa games from the Famicom. Apparently my wife said they're pretty good games, so I guess I'll take her word for it.
Right.
But anyways,
a lot of shit that I don't care about.
Yeah, I'm thinking about picking it up. If you out there, if you're listening or watching us, and that's something that, if you take a look at all of the games that are there and you want to see me play or something like that, just let me know. If you don't give a shit, then just don't say anything or to say.
The only reason to get this is the fact that it's gold, and then you can hack it and put all the other games on it, the original 50 on it or whatever, as well as these 50.
If I was going to do that, I'd buy the cheaper version, not the 8,000 yen one. But
so this is 8,000, and the other one is what, 6,000?
Yeah,
not that much different, mate.
30 games for the 6,000 one, 20 games for the 8,000 one plus gold, and plus like gold. And a little special symbol on your system with the teeny tiny controller. So it's also something.
Oh, so they didn't fix that either.
No, I mean, if they want to keep it the same size, there's no way they can do that with the Japanese version. So
there's no way it could be done.
Wow. Anyway, so we got two other little bits of news here concerning Splatfests.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
The two Splatfest tournaments. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splatfest tournament ended. So there were 3 back-to-back, right? Oh man, I don't actually know the results. I actually want to know the results. The last one was Raphael versus Donatello.
Okay.
Wow.
And I chose.
Wow.
Who would you choose, by the way? Before I find out the results, I chose Raphael.
Like I said, I'd only choose Raphael if it was based on the live action movie from what, 1990, 89.
Raphael was always my favorite.
No, okay, you guys.
Okay, so me and Ty, and the winners are. Oh fuck! Donatello won it.
Boom!
Wow. Nerds.
Oh man.
Bodacious!
Okay. Well, Raphael won the popular vote, but then Donatello team won the actual, the part of actually winning games.
Bossa Nova.
Oh, I see.
But I did pretty well. I got 2 out of 3 because I chose Raphael team, and then they won the first round, and then the Mikey team in the second round, and they won. So. Or was it Donatello won the second one? Anyway, I won the first 2 and then, lost the third one. But anyway, good times. It was a good tournament and I enjoyed it. And the last, the stage, the Shifty Station that they make like a unique stage for each Splatfest, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And this one had this kind of like huge area that lifted up and went down. It was kind of like a really long stage. It was pretty good. So I enjoyed playing on that one. And they had 3 different Shifty Stations for each one. So they didn't just recycle them each time. But the Japanese one was so much worse. It was the Sanrio sponsor.
Yeah.
So it was Hello Kitty versus Danny.
Not Dear Daniel, sorry. No, he wasn't there. Thank you, Cyrus, for dropping that knowledge on me.
Oh, Cyrus is still here?
No, he's not. I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
Okay, it was Cinema Roll. How do you say that? Yeah, that's one of the Sanrio characters. It looks like a rabbit, I guess. So Danny, which one did you choose?
Yes.
So yeah, Hello Kitty won, despite Cinnamoroll being the most popular choice. Got the popular vote, but then Hello Kitty won the matches.
But that's like
I can't believe I'm talking about this.
Yeah, why the fuck are we? Okay, yeah, it's fine. I didn't play any of these. I think they have the championship coming up in a couple of weeks in June. So
the championship?
Yeah, like tournaments, like
actual tournaments. Okay, yeah. Physical tournaments.
No.
Messe.
Like Splatfest things. Like you do 1 week of like these two characters, the other week of this, then the finals.
This is this.
Really, I don't think the finals are until June, man.
Oh yeah. But I mean, this is the first round.
Yeah.
Got to get in there. They're going to have another round of 2 other shitty Sanrio characters, and then the winner of the first 2 shitty ones becomes the champion of the shittiest Sanrio character.
Good luck to them.
Yeah. Good luck to all of them. Yeah. But anyway, Donatello was the turtle champion.
I made a tweet about this. It kind of blew up. I don't know if you saw it, but who wore it better?
Mm-hmm.
And it, like, you tweeted the picture of Sanrio character My Melody,
mm-hmm.
and she had like this fucking murder skull mask on. Yeah, just like Brian Fury and Tekken. So I tweeted out who wore it better. And it got like 60 retweets.
Nice.
And a shit ton of likes.
Holy shit. Good job.
Yeah, I'm good at Twitter.
Cool.
And video games.
One other last bit of news here.
News just in.
It's about a friend of ours. Some news concerning him.
Old Taxi. Yeah. Tackers, yes. I call him.
Yes. So, yeah, Gal Metal, the kind of drum-based, like, action, whatever the heck you want to call it.
The music game.
Thank you.
The Tony Hawk game, as Ty called it.
Yeah, so the Tony Hawk of music games.
Yes. That is actually going to be making it to North America and Europe this fall. So,
holy shit.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I thought it was just going to stay here to die. Yeah, honestly.
Right.
Nope, they got publishers. Wow. Different publishers for each region, by the way.
Who do you know off the top of your head?
No.
Oh, okay. Are you just making that up?
No, it's true. They have different publishers in Europe and North America.
Well, good luck, Tech.
Yeah.
I hope your game sells more in other countries than it did in Japan.
I'm very interested to see how they translate it.
Yeah. I think he's always talking. Well, the title is going to stay the same.
Right.
But
I said that in our exclusive interview with him at TGS last year.
Cool. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do it for the news.
Do it to it.
Do it to the news.
Yes. So let's get into just a little bit of feedback here. So if you want your email or message or any of that stuff read out on the air, feel free to hit us up via email, thefamicast@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter at the Famicast. Hit us up on Facebook, the Famicast, right here on YouTube, at the Famicast. I think you kind of get it.
All right.
And you can have a comment read on the air like these guys. And actually, right now from the chat, we got another comment from Tomazoid, and they said, "Love the BitSummit comment. Great to see you guys pump out some interviews. Thank you so much for that."
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. What else do we got, James? I mean, aside from
a
little bit of read out more. Yeah, maybe not everything. Because I mean, there's a lot of stuff we're actually kind of running a little bit late here.
Yeah, that's true. We're going quite long today, aren't we? What's a BitSummit spectacular, Danny? Okay. So some guy called, I think it's pronounced Cyrus, at Cellsci on Twitter. He says, "Oh no, I did it again. The Famicast, send help." He bought Hyrule Warriors on Switch. And then Paul replied, "You played with their hearts, got lost in the game?"
Yeah.
So apparently, I don't know why, but some company called Kyoto CMEX seems to be retweeting every single tweet that we do involving BitSummit. Thanks for that.
Maybe they were the building, the place where the event was held.
Oh, okay.
Or something to do with that.
So Fox Sabri1 on Twitter says the little snippet of the Kamiya interview that we tweeted out. He says, "Classic. effective. And Graham_Buchan says, glad to see Pocket Rumble is still alive and well. Yeah, it's good times. Good times. Definitely worth checking out, man, if you can get the chance. Chris at Nemo Chris, I believe he's a game developer, actually. He says to our BitSummit coverage, he says, yes, all sounds great. I wasn't aware that Konjac was at BitSummit too. Looking forward to listening to it.
Yeah, that's the Iconoclast guy.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, so the guy was out there? I didn't see him.
I believe he would go. I don't know what he actually looks like. I do know his real name is Joachim Sandberg, if I'm pronouncing that right.
All right. We got a Japanese, a tweet written in Japanese from Cho Suido, which is a Japanese publishing or publisher here in Japan. He says, thank you for coming to the booth in BitSummit today. I enjoyed talking with you guys. So they were the guys who did that visual novel game that we ultimately didn't end up checking out because it was only in Japanese and we don't care about visual novels.
Was that the one Dangan is publishing?
No, it was like previously on iOS.
Oh, right. You just said this was the publisher, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. I should play more visual novels so I can get better at Japanese. That's the only reason.
So somebody's asking us to put Celeste on sale in the US. Somebody obviously not really understanding what we are or what we do. We don't actually have any control about
the game.
You two might not.
Yo, listen up. Back in the day of early Nintendo fan sites,
here it comes.
N64HQ, 64 Source, etc., people would write to us all the fucking time, thinking we were Nintendo.
I believe that still happens with Nintendo World Report.
Yes,
a whole bunch of other people. A lot of websites do have that now, like on their information page, on their email contact information, they actually say, we are not Nintendo. We do not work for Nintendo. You know.
I'm happy that that still happens. It used to be like mad rampant.
No, I mean, I've had it happen to me, like some people that I know, like in the past, I maybe had it listed on Facebook that I, did stuff at Nintendo World Report, and they're like, oh man, so you work for Nintendo now? No.
It's like, dude, my 3DS broke. Fucking fix it, asshole.
My 3DS, my Wii U, make better games. It's like, what? Okay. Coming soon.
Right then. Okay. Well, yeah, that's all we got for now. I mean, we could get into life in Japan style questions, but I think we're done for today. so let's save it for the next one. I think we said that last episode, didn't we? We said, this one was going to be a BitSummit special. So certain kind of new business stuff is going to be a little bit delayed, pushed to the next episode in June.
And then, geez. Okay, so we will have one more regular episode, and it's going to be E3.
Oh, yeah, let's do E3 predictions. Woohoo! Yeah, I think there's going to be a Star Fox racing game.
Yeah, perfect. Brilliant.
Lay that one down on the line. Yeah. See how well I do.
Yeah.
Who wants to take that bet?
Yeah, sure. I'll bet against you.
$100.
100 yen.
There we go. Cool. Okay, I think that's a wrap, Danny, for now.
Yeah.
Before we all collapse.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much for tuning in live. Those of you that did, thank you for just watching here on YouTube in general. Thank you for listening. If you're listening to the audio version, we're going to go ahead and give out our Twitter handles right now. If you want to follow us individually on Twitter, you can do that. You can follow me at DannyBiv, DANNYBIV. James, where can they find you?
At Famicomplicated. Hashtag best BitSummit coverage on the internet.
Hey,
Famicast.com.
I'm pretty proud of what we did. That's
Thanks to the patrons again for making it all happen.
Absolutely. And Ty, where can people find you, buddy?
Yeah, boy, I am Super Cat Drugs. I recently tweeted out 100 pictures of the Ashikaga City Itasha Festival.
Yeah, I think I went through every single one. First, I was like going through some, like, that's cool. I said, I'll just go through all of these and just like, hit like.
Oh, it was wild.
Yeah. Oh, that took a long time, longer than I expected.
Yeah. Did you like the video game ones? Okay, so let me explain what this is real quick.
Yeah.
These are nerds that do custom paint jobs of cars, or I guess their decals or whatever, and they put their favorite anime girls all over their car. And, it's wild. There was a Kirby one that was very pleasant and wholesome.
Yeah, I saw that. That was nice.
The Knights one, Sega Knights.
Mm-hmm.
There were some other less wholesome ones.
Oh, yes.
Some wild ones. There's like the Wario cosplayer that like bicycled in on his Wario bike.
Wow.
Yeah, some random cosplayers around. One of these dudes is like from my neighborhood. Maybe I mentioned it before. So I saw his car. I haven't talked to the guy yet, but
okay, like from where you live now.
yeah.
Okay,
like a couple blocks away. He has like a couple of these cars just chilling in his driveway.
I thought you meant like from Montana, and I was like, man, that's some dedication.
Yeah, that's a bit of a drive.
Okay.
How many tentacles did you see doing strange things on cars?
Well,
I could have swore I saw some tentacles in some of the pictures that you had.
yeah. Let me take a look at the guy with the Cosmos van again.
Do any of them look like dicks?
Not quite.
That's up for interpretation. Depends on what your definition of a dick is.
Okay. Well, by the way, Danny, we forgot to say we sent out the codes to the winner of the competition, right?
Yeah. Well, we did.
We sent this one, right? The Yoshi 1,500 yen. Danny sent how much? $10? $10. There you go. I have another little competition. This is like very much if you want it. So I got this Kero Blaster keyring. Sorry for the audio listeners, but look on the video version. I actually tweeted this out a bunch a while back, and a couple of badges, pin badges, and then this sticker, I am 8-bit sticker, written in Japanese, that says I am 8-bit. If you want this stuff, you have to answer this question. The question is, do you want it? So yeah, the answers, send your answers to the Famicast@gmail.com, and you can win it. Once again, the question is, do you want it? There you go. Good luck to everyone.
Yes. All right. Well, I think that will bring everything to a close. Thank you again for watching. And of course, guys, thanks for coming together to make this happen. So
heal the world. What do you mean coming together?
See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Peace.